early on, waste no time there within the first 5 minutes. So that's a nice call out for them to kind of regroup there. You mentioned Rowe being the IGL. They're also having Temps join the crew today. They're one of their top fraggers, though, has been a huge addition to the roster. When FSI adds Temps to there, they seem to perform a whole lot better. And even though those compound fights that you kind of say that they don't necessarily win, and I do agree with, I think Temps is a huge difference in whether they win or lose these fights. So that's going to be a key factor to FSI's success or ultimately their failure. So we'll see how that works out for them. But all the rest of these teams on this east side making the rotation in, definitely looking to see how they end up stopping and where they end up stopping, because there is so much potential, so much retail in this zone. So I mean, really not too much worries. It's all about how you make the rotation in a situation like this. So after phase one pops, maybe after the phase two comes through, I'll have a better understanding as maybe who's in the position to win. But we've got some top competitors out there. There's a lot of great players out there, and you can't count any of the teams off off the rep, even when they lose one or two on rotation. These are teams out there that you're gonna just count no matter what, with one or two players up to put up points, to put up kills, and just find momentum here throughout this competition.
Yeah, it's going to be key. As you can see top of the screen, it's match number 9, and it is going to be spicy when it comes down to these first couple of zone rotations, as you picked up. Team 13, already discussing, already picking up the highway, trying to get some of these early rotation kills. WC having to rotate around and push their way in towards more of a Pachinki, but also digging back at Diggs Wizzy and putting him down to a one-shot and allowing the cars to get through. Looks like we've seen iWiff, NSR, and VE taking an off rotation. So we're going to see a bit of a choke point there. And the first player to go down, Ace Esports, are knocking MVP Juicy Bar. Let's see if they can get the flush here. Again, trying to pick up on these rotation kills as players pass by.
Well, he's got Skosic there. Skosik's not busted. He may have been able to find the knock there. He whips the SLR out, but just not in the right place. It's going to be very, very careful about pulling off right here, because his bike's kind of compromised already. But I think they're going to play here on this top hillside. Nice little play from MVP, but that was dangerous, man. Very dangerous rotation coming out there across that field.
Yeah, and Ace Esports are risking it with a man out there. It looks like they are tying themselves up. And we'll see a Bless man. Go on, son, with the knock. Taking down Red Eye. Walshy is tying up with his boy. Let's see if Team 11 can get the flush out. ETCC.
Pretty wild fight down here in the street.
It is going back to back. I just want to stay on this side here. Monkey's gone back. I'm going to try and bounce over there.
A lot of attacks going on here. NSR's getting really into it right now. You can see Blessman, great knocks. They've got some utilities being tossed inside. They're going to land the one, but both Reds being stuck here. One inside the smoke, one outside. The Molotov very, very short up position. That grenade is perfect.
Perfect nade there. Double knock.
Beautiful big play right there. Who's getting this next one? Fawns is going to be there ready for the pressure, but Blessman
wants to close. Blessman wants to close. Oh! Team 3 eliminated. First team going to be out. NSR and iWiff taking some early points there.
Talk about a flawless victory.
100%. ETCC and RMV also going at it. Again, early fights. RMV seems to be on the back foot. Kami Mosley is on. Down. Nade's going back and forward. They've got one flush out. Matrix is one guy. He needed to win that fight and he didn't. Kami dropping his man. Putting it down to a 2-on-2, but Comi's going to have to stick a med-on down as a one-shot. Zelly is holding the front line, and he really needs to stop Bot Glover on the rotation on this left-hand side. They're trying to go for the flush at the moment. Zelly and Comi got to stick this to a 2-on-1 here. They've done it.
I'm going to open up. That is a nice, well played from RMV.
It's just a little bit of that experience there, really knowing that they could hear only one gunshot, potentially firing from one side and pushing that aggressive play. Looks like Comi now going back for the res.
That definitely buys RMV the time there, Harold. I've seen DTC Harold yesterday. He 1v4'd.
Let's see if he can do it again.
Out the lobby.
Oh.
This is his time to shine. He's got the chance here for DTC to do it again. Back-to-back days here. Huge performance from Harold yesterday. But again, that's a lot to be putting the pressure on one teammate's shoulder. The Rez is both back on their feet, so RMV's 4-1 now. This is definitely his fight.
And to be fair, RMV don't know where he is. They know where he is now, but the mollies and grenades in the random areas really... not allowing. He could have potentially taken a lot more off of there and put himself maybe in a better position. He's on the back foot now, but coming down to a one shot. Good nade there coming through.
Avoid the pressure. I don't think he's getting it this time. RMV's really got him surrounded, but he's going to find the first knock. He's going to get that flush on as well. Nope. Has to reload. Stops down pressure right there in the face. It's going to be RMV. Cucky comes over the top right there, and that's a GG's DTC down and out there in the 15th mark. And you know what? It's hard to performance again. You know, you get that one peat you feel going in with that confidence, you know, off the backfield of yesterday, but again, these teams definitely not anything to take lightly. It's all about the angles. He has a little bit more of a compound to work with the first time around. Here on the hillside, you're just about as good as every other man on the field right now.
Jeez, well done. WC now taking on Ace Esports. And guys, just apologies, slight delay on the stream start. I actually had it out for a 10-minute delay, and my instructions were for a 7, so a slight delay on the stream start. But by the time you're hearing this, you're already live and you're already catching all these fights kicking off. Oh, Ace losing 2 here. There's a confirm.
WC solid positioning right now. This hillside, they're sitting so comfortable. They're sitting so nice, dude. Like anything they could make as far as rotations is really not necessary. They need to keep the vehicle safe. But this is a beautiful read from WC. AE forfeited this position. If you remember, they were playing here a little bit ago as they found rotation kills onto MVP. But for whatever reason, they decided to get off the hillside. Maybe WC crashes on them. But they decided to pull back, and now they're playing at the compound. It's going to cost them 1 player, and now potentially the game with WC on the full send.
This is another situation. This is a good topic of convo, but we'll wait for this flight to come over. But I'm really keen to find out your thoughts on the bot clothing mentality, getting people to run bot clothing. I believe WC are pushing in, not just because they're on a 2-man, but I believe they think they can have the other hand on Ace here. They've got him on the back foot. As soon as they had that first knock, they wouldn't let him go. He's got one, trying to flush him. Boys are getting involved.
Ooh, Ghost, you don't lose those, man. Come on, you don't lose those. Tickle there to back you up. He's going to get that nade to knock Axie as well, so the trade does come through. That's definitely not something we usually see Ghost lose. It's all to Rousey here at the top of the 2 stack, but the trades are perfect from Rousey.
Oh,
He's baited the stairs. He's got the gas can down.
Double nade, decent. Look at that. Put it down to a 2-on-1. Axie's come outside, so Axie's going to be giving him comms that he's got a player down the bottom here. Fortunately, he's got no more. No, he's got Molly though. He's got the Molly. Oh, he's done himself.
Oh, yeah, got himself with that one. Unlucky right there. Beautiful plays from Rousey. He's doing what he can here, but then he almost causes his own demise there. Runs into his own Molotov, sets his own gas trap on fire.
Oh,
and now he's kind of stuck here upstairs.
Oh, he's pushing around?
No.
No way he's going to get around on this.
You want to talk about having
how's
big
Moo
balls?
not picked him up,
Rousey's
mate?
got him. Mason has no idea. There's Luca. He's going to get this 2v1, though. Rousey maybe will find the knock out the door. He's got the spray. He's going to have to go for the reload, and there is Mason through the doorway. A little bit of help from Luca is going to win that fight there against Ace Esports.
And there is some salty behaviour. No, I apologise. It's actually WC doing digs. He's taking their replacement with the zone shift actually coming back to centralised down to this field. A lot of these teams are used to this kind of end zone placement. And I think we're going to see some teams 50-50 risk it, whether it's going to come up on the hillside into that northwest corner or potentially play down to that southeast into the field. RMV are going to get a free pass into the compound, which I'm quite surprised there's no one sitting in there. Post not having to do too much work. They have to break their way in. And VE with a big rotation now coming in over Quarry. ATR playing in on the northwest quadrant as IWIF have made it in also sitting in the singleized compound. ATR have actually got a really nice place. They've got like this big dip in the hill that they can sit in and then work their way out of and just maybe get some knocks. But they could control potentially 11 and 8. While we're waiting for these zones to come in and just to tighten up a little bit, let's hear your thoughts though, CC. What is your thoughts on bot clothing, on players being told to wear that white and aka out the box PUBG clothing? Do you think it makes a difference?
Honestly, mate, in the bigger competition, it really does. If you're a newer team and you're kind of, making your name, you want, your clothes to be known. You want that overall apparel of whatever your character's wearing, to be, hey, that's so-and-so. That's this person right off the rip. Ooh, FSI is getting ripped apart here at the top of the hill trying to go for these reses. Ripped apart. But when it comes down to bot clothes in these bigger tournaments, dude, 100%. I mean, you see Ghost out by himself, and you know that's and you see him at the compound, and he's got these flashy green boots on, and you know it's Ghost right off the rip. And I don't know what Ghost actually wears, but assuming that Ghost wears some flashy green boots, you're gonna be able to read him right off the rip, solo him out in a compound. Maybe you realize, oh hey, that's Ghost. I don't want to crash that compound because it's Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Now, but in a newer, maybe like a 1-day pay, that kind of event, a little bit slower series, it's really not going to do that much. You're going to come up to players. That's where you kind of make your name. But bigger events, if you're looking to run big leagues with big money on the line, I mean, it's definitely a huge game changer, I'd have to say.
It'd be interesting because I'm the other way with it. If I'm honest with you, I actually like individuality of teams, maybe wearing team outfits or people wearing individual.
See, now,
it can identify people. So,
don't get me confused. I like it. You asked me what my thoughts. My thoughts are that it does favor.
Oh, 100%.
It does favor.
It does. You can't hide away from the fact that as a individual, if you understand what those people are wearing, you may or may not make decisions based upon that. Oh, actually, no, I like you are going to make decisions based upon that. But I actually quite like that because you're going to potentially see people play more tactically to get to end zone. So you might find people that, as your example, that I'm not going to crash that compound because of X. Actually, it's quite interesting for me to see. But then on the flip side, I also think that the moment they get a knock, if it is someone, they're just going to push anyway, because they know who it is, or the stronger team will then maybe make the more aggressive play. But it's horses and courses, so it's up to each and own. But it's everyone's opinion, and we love it. And there is no right and wrong, really. That's why I wanted to ask you that question, because everyone I ask, I get a different answer from.
100%, man. Yeah. TV's in a bad situation with RMV here. They were able to confirm Moselli, but it looks like they're trying to reset here. They've got the res already on the Bandit. Bandit gets the medkit up back up to full health, but there's a lot of pressure up front, so Stuns is still down for TV. More utility being tossed into smoke, but still not going to confirm. Kiyomi with a nice little wrap. He's got a beautiful spray from the side. He's going to find one, finds two with a little bit of help there from Cocky Venoms. So the 1v1 with Luxor, and in the face of destruction, RMV comes out on top there. G to the G's for TV, as they're going to go down and out in a 13th.
Be a hard push for them.
See now, a situation like that, in the face right there, had that been, one player up there at the base of the ridge, you're gonna debate on how you play that, how you push that, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I do respect that. It's gonna work both ways, Mark.
Yeah, there is no right and wrong for that. There is your opinion, and people will say both one way, and other people will disagree, and it's just how it is. But both ways have tactical improvements and negatives for certain teams, depending on where you sit on the food pecking order, should we say?
Ooh, big fight about to break out here up top, Northwest, TR and ATR here. Looks like two knocks are already come through. The utilities that we've seen today are just on point in every direction, seeming to find every knock. Pigeon to confirm Slady right there. And it's just reignited. Bolby with a little bit of help there from the back, but he's instantly put down there by Buzz. Great shots coming out. Bolby on the retreat now sees that, hey, I've got nowhere to do. I can't win this fight. We're going to go for some placement points here for TR. Again, ended up the last end of the day that they came out on top in 11, so a huge day from TR yesterday. They need to continue this momentum. They need to worry about thinking about points, and that's exactly what Bolby's going to be doing here.
Yeah, WC with a confirmed losing one there to Purge. Nice to see them playing a bit more aggressive. And there we see boys going out in place.
Sorry, TR.
WC losing another. Purge aggressive playing here. This is what we said at the beginning. This is what we want to see. We want to see them taking these fights. Every one of these players is a great player.
Ooh, Dig
OMK
doing some work on the OMK. That right there was beautiful. Dope's holding the line. They have Baltic knock. VE looks like they've just got two members left up. If Dope can read this right, probably better off going for the two players of VE before sticking the res. There comes a nade over the top trying to confirm. Not in the right place. Not going to find the home, so he's going to wrap back around here looking for the UF for some sort of cover, but up over the top comes Merc. Stunning, thinking the res is in play, but it's not. Now another Molotov in hand. Dope with some great shots to come out, but no.
MVP getting the third party. Yeah, Nade Central utilities all day on round number 9 today, or match number 9, and it is causing a lot of people some problems here. And what we said at the beginning, for those that might have missed it at the very, very beginning, we were talking about how I believe this game is one, the lobbies are really, really stacked. Everyone in this side of the lobby is high players, and they are pushing for that top 16. So I think we're going to see a lot more of a slower play, which is what we're seeing. And teams are just trying to clear these fights up nice and quick because I don't want to be getting into a head-to-head scrap as quickly as we saw. So a little bit of a slower rotation, but we are really seeing the I suppose the drum, the aggressive drum, now getting beat. As we see all these players now trying to close off their area and hold their zone.
These are some of my favorite circles, what I call the sandwich circle here. So many teams on the outside of the edge, just in between one another, all having to fight, head on a swivel, turn in every direction. Who do you fight? Who do you res? Who do you run from? I mean, there's so much going on here. VE is going to get the knock from Fanboy. They're instantly going to stick that res. There's just so many going on. Dig was just up. 3 players left alive. They're going to get taken down just like that, and it's just unlucky for them. ATR making the rotation to take the fight with IW. VE will get the res back up, and they're going to have to fight right again with MVP. Still outside the zone. Inside is going to be Purge waiting to take this fight, and then maybe score up a few more points there.
And we see R&V, followed very, very closely by VE. So yeah, teams dropping quick. Oh, look at the amount of knocks. I cannot keep the camera up with what the fights are going on. I need Discord back up. I need CC.
I got you down to Observer. There's so much going on. Don't get this 1v2 with MVP, man.
Woohoo!
ATR2, what?
Jeez, they just rolled him.
Jeez. IW walks into the face of
7th
ATR
though.
right there.
Good kills.
And what are you going to do? Aguida to go down to Purge. We just lost about 7 teams in a matter of 2 minutes, Mark.
I know, it's insane. But look at the space now we've got. And we lost R&V, VE, all because you put the nail on the head. These type of sandwich zones that have forced all these teams. Because we saw this slower play. It's not the EU style. We normally see quite, I suppose, consistent fighting across the board. AKA, we see some early fighting. We see some teams trying to rotate straight into the zone. We see people get caught up. But we didn't see it this time. We saw a lot of people push. And then what we're talking, apart from that early fight, right? Apart from like the really, really early fight with IWIF, but everyone else has got stuck in these late zones, and it's just caused a massive sandwich. ATR, I think, are in the stronger position. I believe they're going to come in a little bit late on the zone and then try and control out. WC are very split here. Interesting play for them. Purge not had to do too much when it comes from a rotation point of view, but they are still sticking the kills in, so big shout out to them.
Man, and after day number 2, WC needs to come back a lot stronger today here. They didn't have the worst day, but day number 1, you come in with 3 chicken dinners. You don't find any chicken dinners on day number 2 there. I mean, you still find points. You still find top 5s. I mean, almost every game. So, I mean, no knocks to WC. They have 100 points after 8 games. That's fantastic. But they're definitely still looking to find some W's today to keep themselves up in that top tier momentum. You know, if they don't find any more chicken dinners going into the event, that's just not going to pay off for WC. They can get all the points they want, but we're in a winner chicken dinner format here, Mark. So they need to get these chicken dinners. They need to get back on the head of the horse and start knocking down these chicken dinners back to back, or at least picking up one here and there.
Nice to see Purge. 8 kills. Good play for them. I like this. This is the pairs I've been talking about for a while. The aggressive play. I want to see these guys now close out. Team 17 MVP. Eyes on. Big whiff there from right. He's had to back away from that. That car's going to go as well. See if Rich can then pick up. He's had to back away. These guys are a little bit in rags, actually. Tickle has dropped right in the back. So Tickle's still been a massive pain as Fanboy trying to push forward. I think I've just given him a commentator's curse. We've just lost dynamic there. Right, he's down. He's going to get confirmed. I think ATR are going to try and get this still.
Wait for this Molotov to come through. It's going to be perfect. Come on. Give me this beautiful molly.
Nice.
Oh.
3, 3rd molly, 4th molly. How many mollies do you boys got?
Look at the body next to him. The body next to him is on fire, but he's not.
Jeez. There we go. Another one confirmed out. Dynamics is about to go. Kenty has now just decided to hide. Commentators curse Purge. Apologies from me. I just picked you up and sent you down.
Then in the herd out here, that's what we do as casters, you know.
100%. Only if we can control zone. WC tightening up now as a 2. It looks like ATR are aware WC are on this side. And it looks like Blackjack and Buzz are going to hold. I don't think they need to make too much of a play. They've got tiny gaps. Looks like Pigeon's going to pick up a steal, maybe. Nope. Looks like it's been confirmed there from WC. MVP now down to a 2. WC store a 2 coming into this one. Purge though with a 4 flipping to a 1. And then ATR store 4 strong. Phase number 7. It is tightened up. MVP need to make a little play in now. ATR got the corner zone. Pigeon and Hayes have a little bit of difficulty. They've got open ground here, but it's kind of flat. WC are going to have to maybe try and hold them. If they do wrap down towards Buzz and Blackjacks, they've got a slight dip that they can play through and then into zone, as we can see on camera here. Trying to hold WC back over this hill on our left-hand side. MVP.
Bird's about to come through with the victory, Mark. Kenty's got it, bro.
You're just trying to reverse psychology it, mate. We've already said it. It's happened. You can't double back. We had to commit to what we said. Purge before she's going.
Bridge is burned. Bridge is burned. Sorry, Purge.
Go on, Kenty. You're the best, mate. Like, maybe you'll get involved. You've got a 2, mate. Look, maybe okay. MVP will push Kenty. Kenty will do the 2-on-1 win, while ATR and WC are fine out. ATR are going to receive some knocks from WC, but then win the battle with them, and then Kenty's going to come in and flush out, getting the winner chicken dinner.
He's got some. Yeah, he's gonna wait. We're waiting for it. He's gonna come with these clutch plays.
ATR are hungry for this though. Look, they know WC's on this side. Both these teams getting chicken dinners.
See, now this is my question here too. So these smokes coming out from MVP, they pay off sometimes. I mean, because obviously they're keeping your cover. But not only do they pay you and they give you some cover, they give your position away. I mean, you could have moved up before taking these smokes, but it's a risk, right? It's a risk you're willing to take there, open wide there, so the shots easily could take you down. But I don't know. It's working for MVP now, but it doesn't always work out in that favor when you kind of throw those smokes. It almost gives your position away, puts all eyes on you.
Oh, 1 HP for Moo, mate. Blackjack. That nade, if that is cooked right, it is going to send him away. He's just got the med off in time. Oh. Pigeon Nose picked this one up. Let's see what Tickle can do. Nades out. Oh, Purge is gone.
No, Kenty!
Oh, fanboy with his own name.
Taking himself down there. He's going to get that res. We'll stick that one.
MVP are going to get a free pass to stick them. The reses on here. WC down and out. MVP could get involved, but they've got to do it quickly. Oh, but they've got their own boy knocked. ATR are going to clutch this one, I think. Hayes is going to put himself in a position. He knows the fighting came from here anyway. Oh, a little cheeky pickup of a level 3 lid and vest. Every little bit counts. He's seen the players now. MVP are on the back foot. Don't need to pick up the last guy, as we've got a 4-on-2 going into this final.
It's going to take some good shots if you're MVP to win this fight against
He's running out in the open. That is a mistake. Hayes has got
there's
one.
What I'm saying. So it's going to either pay off or it's not going to pay off there. Fanboy is learning that it doesn't always pay off there to run without the smokes.
Oh, Hayes should have been knocked, but he just held his own. He just done his little left and right wiggle, putting him down to a 1-shot. Now he's in the position where the players lost him, and we're going to see him get destroyed the moment he stands up. Done.
Disgusting headshots.
15 kills. 15 kills plus 10 points. 25-point game there for ATR. Whew, spicy. Let's go. So ATR,
couldn't have played that better.
ATR, 100%. ATR, though, look at that, taking a major amount of kills and a good spread across the team. MVP done well. Unlucky that you got knocked yourself there, fanboy, at the end with pulling a donut. But you could have been on a more of a stronger footing coming into that, especially with the whole WC and ATR fight. WC, though, closed out at 2, lost obviously a couple, and then went down to a 2-man. Tickle still holding his own, doing well, wouldn't expect any less. Purge, though, better play from you guys. Really apologies again. We gave you the fob off, and it then just descended on you from a commentator's curse. FSI this side, but look, guys, you can get 5th all you want. There are points on the board, but we're going home with Krispy Kreme 12 packs are not going to be good. You need to be getting some kills on the board to get through to the final 16. Let's have a quick look at that action replay. Obviously sitting in where Hayes obviously catches the player trying to loot, then making the play out as he holds the angles. He's got the comms. You can see the other of the ATR guys now coming in. Crazy enough, though, why he runs out in the open field and thinks that's a great play and he's going to win it. He just gets tucked in, back to a 1-shot. Hayes actually then controls. He doesn't fully spray, doesn't burn his whole mag, and then picks up the last of that. Maybe push forward, a bit of a mistake, getting clutched down, but look at that, bit of calm, cool, collective. Hazen sticking down to a left and right wiggle, putting his boy down to a 1-shot. He's then working his way down, and then look at this. He's lost, the player's lost him. He's put himself in a position, throws up his hand, tags him out. Thank you, wham bam, winner, chicken dinner. Right, quick advert break. Let's get round number 2 underway. It's going to be another wrangle. We'll see you in a second. Peace.
so frustrated, and I make it so damn complicated for myself. My world seems like it's deflating. Oh, but I have to smile throughout it for everyone else. Sometimes I wanna fly, high, up to the clouds, and I just wanna cry, die, and never come down, down. I'm the silence and the noise, I'm the snowflake in the storm,
we are back. Plane is in. Sorry, little one was calling me, mad. Go check her. Right. Oh, look at that plane path, though, Cole. It's the same again. We've got a west to an east, and it is low. Expectations, I think teams will do the same thing. We didn't really have anyone else drop on each other, so let's see if anyone's more aggressive and tries to drop in a different location. But expectations, I think, are not going to be that, and I think we're going to see the same give or take. That those north teams might not be able to make the drops they did first time, so I'll be interested to see around this sort of Pachinki, Potato Hill area, and towards the shelter. Are the teams going to make it? But I don't know what your thoughts are.
Millie zone.
You think
Hate
so?
to say it, everybody. But it looks like we got a big chance for that Millie zone to pop. If not, a lot of teams definitely going to be happy with the fact that it'll be a nice central Aaron Gale basic circle here, you know, and we're not happy about it, but, you know, they'll definitely be happy with the fact they can have a little bit more of a chill start to the day here in game number 2. We're 10 matches in now, Mark, here. 2 more games still to come here to find our 16 teams to see who's going to be in the top ranked decision here, giving us our first 16 in that WWCD format. There's the circle, and hey, it's going to go either way, Mark.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one. It could go north, could go south. God, what we were gonna say? What about 60% is mainly in north side? It could still go down towards that mountain. I think this could be a farm finish in and around the farm, maybe farm lumber mill. They're horrible end zones. But yeah, look, we're seeing that. So people are still in the air, and we've already got the first zone counted down. Interesting. NSR have opted to play straight for ATR. ATR Buzz is put himself a first knock with a Vector. What a gun to pick off the rip, though. Hayes is pushing in. Buzz is going to have to close this one out.
An apartment fight finish that we've been looking for. Hayes can confirm Tiny right there. Buzz will confirm Devlin there. NSR has already got 2 down and out the fight right there.
He's got
it's just Red Eye left up.
Backed up here.
Ooh. Look at this team fight. They're coming through. They're so huddled on one another. Hayes. What an angle. And so, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I think teams need to be at this point starting to learn. ATR's got this down pat, you guys.
Mate, they have done this hundreds of times. They are. I was talking to someone about this the other day. I think they're like one of the longest serving esports teams. Brands. I can say brands. Sometimes players come and go, but their core unit I think has been the same for quite some time. Anyway, and yeah, they've done well.
I know they've got some. I've been talking to Insane there. I think the leader for ATR. You know, and he's got some roster changes happening. They've always had an A and a B team. They've made some adjustments here. You know, Blackjack, a huge addition to the roster. I think this year a big pickup for ATR to make. Coming off, he was out of comp for quite some time. Makes his reappearance here. You know, a couple months back there performing for ATR, and I mean, he really has helped this team climb the charts. They're putting themselves up in, you know, the Beyond Esports competition where they came in first, a huge viewership from some of the PC side of things. It just kind of changed. And to perform with them there in competitions like that, he's really done great things for ATR to see this team just really pull themselves up the ranks and keep themselves at the top tier. It's just really fantastic to see. This is definitely a team, like you've said, Mark, who's been around for quite some time. So they deserve that level of respect. They deserve this discipline. This is their drop, you know. So if you're going to drop there, be ready to either take the full loss there or take this fight every time, because ATR is definitely not going to default and run away from this fight at any point during the competition.
Yeah, I 100% agree. They are a dangerous team at the best of time, but let alone on a long drop and on a long drop take into maybe a place that you're not used to fighting in, and then having to ride out with a team with that level of experience is just going to be a different kettle of fish. But NSR still got one. Loki is up. He's managed his way to make his way towards Waterworld, and he's going to potentially hold out and work his way out. Before the team start rotating, let's have a quick look. I just muted. Teams are starting to rotate in. Ace Esports are rotating down, and they're going to go straight through. They're going to be past going DTCC, and they are missing shots here. And it looks like Team 13 is the one to be beaten for this one. Looks like we have a return of Discord, which is wonderful. I don't believe it is up to full 60 frames per second, but do you know what? I'll take it. 100% take it right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be a little bit lower on the quality side of things here, at least for the FPS here. We're gonna have to get some different things set up there. I'm working to get Ninja set up so that I can get that 60 FPS there set up for you guys. But for right now, it's just gonna be kind of an additional camera there for you guys down to the side. We'll keep a few player cams up. We'll keep the map popped up down here to the bottom, watching teams rotate, allowing Mark a little bit more focus on the main idea of the fights here.
Perfect. And then we've got it up so I can quickly give everyone a little cheeky showing. So yeah, if you tune in, we have camera 2 ready to go. Okay, cool. So RMV, oh, he's just pushing his way into MVP. MVP picking up the knock there. Mazzetti is going to get flushed quite quickly, I believe. So yeah, down and out. And yeah, there we go. Cool.
Good rotation kills coming out. FSI in a tough spot here, but it looks like, OMK almost able to take them and make them pay, but they are able to pull off. Kong loses a tire there. He's stuck out in the middle of the field, so FSI going to have to turn around, pick him up there. Seems to be a common theme here. Teams starting to get a lot smarter, starting to go for tires on vehicles, and that's really starting to pay off there because you're only going to get 1 or 2 body shots. You get the tire off, you have the chance to do the rest of the damage here. That's exactly what they get, but FSI plays it out right. They smoke off the fight, and they're going to continue that rotation safe and clean there.
FSI also getting caught up there. Big shot by TR on Potato Manning. TR now working their way down as we see other teams potentially trying to get caught on the rotation kills. But you're right, teams are now playing a lot smarter when it comes down to rotations, kills, and trying to pick up the guys and girls. We saw a couple of changes shift in this. Back in the day, it was very much everyone had their own car. It was all about the rotation and the path you took. Then PUBG kind of changed the dynamics and the whole tire popping. And that really changed for spin outs and the damage of tires. So then we saw a lot of people then change from just driving to maybe trying to shoot out cars in the rotations. And then they came back a couple of patch notes ago, but they really changed the stability of the gun firing coming out of the vehicles to kind of borderline no recoil on guns as you're driving around. So now we're seeing teams not rotate so much with 4 vehicles, but there might be 2 or 3 with gunners out of the other. And then some of these later teams are even better and they're taken to the next level where we see teams that are driving in their own car and flipping to that passenger seat, taking the shots, and then before the car even gets to a halt, flipping back to the driver's seat and then driving off again. So it's been 3 or 4 different developments of this as the game has progressed. But yeah, currently got on your screen at the moment, obviously Ace Esports taking shots there at RMV. So really good to see. They're in a nice strong compound. Zone overview, as we saw the early fight with NSR, and NSR is north side. He has to go work his way and he's clearly struggling with loot. He was in Watertown. Surprised he's not got stacked out there, if I'm honest with you. OMK now coming in on north west quadrant, and ATR also pushing away from Scorner Flats, going up towards Potato Hill. They're going to be working their way into FSI, and then going to have to be trying to maybe have a take a fight for Potato Hill. TR is on the compound, one of our favourite compounds from the Avita drop area. So is Team 13 Dig. Great compounds for them to hold. I think these teams are thinking the zone's going to bounce and close into them. DTCC, team number 9, is on our west side of those compounds. And again, I think they're hoping for a rotation towards them. Purge playing a little bit more passive. They're coming in just on the north side of 12 stacks. And then they might need to then play in and off of there. But they've got loads of momentum and movement opportunities. So they could go north. Depends on the Pachinki wrap. If it comes down to the military zone, I think they're putting themselves in a position to get away. Interestingly, for Aguita, no radar is actually sitting up in that lighthouse now, and he is waiting for a rotation across that bridge. But the rest of the guys sitting on military zone, same with team number 6, Team Vicious. They are sitting at the top of the hill. I don't know if they're waiting for the zone to bounce back, but I generally think they are potentially just taking it a bit slower, waiting for it to then rotate out and then play from there. MVP, we see them take some kills from RMV. And just come just south out of Milter. And again, we spoke about this in round number 9. But actually, that Milter, you tend to find RMV dropping towards that area as well. So a bit unsettled. I think RMV are here, but being picked up and losing a player early. BE not in a normal drop zone, and they are just out and about. I think the Mishu and Bernie are waiting for boats to come in, but they should now tie themselves in. And it has gone for the older Vita drop. They are sitting in the centralized zone. And I think we're going to see Aguita and TV now have to play off. Other teams, no big movements to take, but I'll be really interested to see actually how do teams opt to play this kind of zone, and how much of a chunk of zone are they going to take off trying to get in. They don't all need to move. I think this is going to be very tactical now coming into the final play.
I'm fuming. It should have been a military zone.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think there was just a little bit just too much out from it. But if you look at where the teams are, like for me, even breaking things down here, FSI coming off Potato Hill, taking that compound further down. Not a bad play. Could they stay at Potato Hill? Yeah, they could do. They could have then tried to hold that ATR and OMK coming in, or in their case, teams coming in to make the play to them. So it's interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how much of a bite some of these teams take off to risk versus reward, I think.
It's definitely a matter of balancing out both there. MVP is going to make it to a nice little compound here. Nice little pull up there at the edge of the coast here. That's a huge pickup there from that team if it does pull down here to the coast one more time. But position going to be key. Playing out this circle is all going to be about IQ rather than about manpower here in shots here. So this is going to be one of those circles where it's all about control. So many other circles where you can kind of get comfortable. You can play off certain zones. This right now really is going to come down to, so you can see certain teams comfortable in positions. RMV does take the farm. If we had EXG in the lobby, this would be definitely a position where we'd see this team head off right off the rip there. VE definitely thinking about coming this direction, a position where they're comfortable playing as well. And we're just starting to see a few different teams now realizing that inside the zone, they're going to have to settle for what is left here. Even though it's only phase 2, a lot of teams made the right decision to make good calls on the rotations. But there at the bridge, TV's finally crossed. It looks like they're being stopped out maybe by VE, or maybe they're taking some shots onto VE on the rotation, pulling them off. As yeah, they do maintain control of the gas station. It's actually TV to get VE to pull back off. And Team Vicious going to be able to hold that compound there, pulling VE potentially back towards Milta.
I'm quite interested to see, actually, that was a clear call from VE's IGL to not continue that fight and play away. They did kind of have them guys banged out in that gas station and held up, and they could have held TV out uncomfortably for quite some time. It looks like they managed to secure an element of zone, and we're now seeing VE transition into the south side of farm. Ace Esports, great position for them. No need to move. I think they're just going to try and pick off some scabs, and we're seeing other teams now really take a bite off, with Team 15 now playing in aggressively onto dig, and we might see some multiple knocks come in. WC have got the long distance, and it seems they've got a knock and capitalizing on this, and I think we're going to see this a lot now for the next couple of zones. Players capitalizing on other knocks and other kills or other hard work teams are putting in. But yeah, WC picking up and Team 15 losing a player. OMG.
Love to see it from RMV. They're playing. They're not getting too over aggressive on VE. They're still waiting for this phase 3 to pop. There's so much that could happen with this phase 3 circle. There's about 30% water still in there, so we're going to watch this circle nice and hard, wait for that phase to pop, see the direction of this game. Loki's actually driving right past ATR. May be able to make it in. He's the last one still up for NSR. 2 rough games back-to-back for NSR thus far. Still 16 teams alive, but how much further can NSR really make it into this zone?
Surely NSR Loki should be sticking it into that central sniper tower, just out the sort of the northwest of farm. He doesn't want to be stopping. He must be chilling at the moment. There are going to be teams here. Teams are going to be closing us out. For me, he's got to risk it. He's actually stopped. That is a dangerous place to stop. But we see WC now trying to hold that eye with. ATR playing a little bit more slower, coming off the win, and they want to get another win off this. So I think you're going to see them run down up towards Potato Hill and come down towards TR and hold that ridgeline. FSI trying to take
Sweeney when we need him.
Yeah, true. Sweeney signed up with RMV now, hasn't he? So
you know, come on, Avita would be all over this right now. AV would be all over this hill, getting every rotation kill, man. But I haven't seen a team play up there in quite some time, honestly, Mark.
Look at the split on WC. They are so confident in their ability. They are really split. Their control of area is huge.
It does a lot, man. It really does.
Righty, good play from Purge. I will give them a shout out now. Purge, obviously, Righty was sitting there on the cliff face in the bottom right hand side of the screen, able to just scout out that new ferry pier, or not so new ferry pier anymore. And it's allowed Purge to get some free real estate in. They've got a great ridge line. I think they need to watch out for Aguita now pushing in for them, because Aguita are going to take a 50-50. Are they going to go north of that road or south of the road? Kenty has now played into the central, and we might see AG crash one way. They've gone north. Is this going to be for FSI? I don't think they know. Aguita's going to be hurting this one. DTCC, though, despite having an area to play on, they have also sent it in towards a compound. We have a lot of rotation here. Looks like DTCC have actually crashed up here on Purge. And we might even see, this is going to be a hard fight. Kenty just pushing over. Literally just pushing over to a position where he was holding his compound a couple of, maybe half a second before. The DTC crashing as a free into the middle of them.
He was going for the gas can plays there. He had the gas can in the right place. He is actually going to catch Buddha on fire right there. So respectable plays, nonetheless, coming out there from Kenty. Almost gets the knock on the Buddha. Had he been able to get the gas can pulled back inside, that would have been an easy knock there for him. But DTC gets the chance to reset. They have him 3 members to 1 inside this blue building. That Molly's perfect. It does catch him on fire right there. DTC can't push forward, though, to finish up the kill there, so it's going to give Kenty that time to get the first aid off, pull back out the M4, and wait for the spray here into the door there. Matrix makes it in. The first to come in. Second is going to be Buddha. Both players avoided the damage there from Kenty. More shots to be coming out, but still not going to find that knock. He's going to pre-fire. Gets the first knock. The second is going to go for the flush. No, he's not going to get it there. Just in time, Matrix comes through. He's going to flush out Kenty after the instant down right there. G to the G's. Purge not there to back with the boy Kenty right there, who was the solo left up. Now it's 3v3 here between DTC and Purge. Buddha again picked up here from Matrix, but the push already there from Purge. Rich with a nice idea, gets the nade, tosses it into the window, but unfortunately not in the right position. Spots box on out through the window, but it's ready from a distance, gets the knock. Nice shots to come through. 2 members still up for DTC. Purge playing it right. They have this red exactly how they want to do it. It should be good in their favor, but it's a tough rotation. It's a tough fight.
I think it's
They
late
want
for
to come
Purge,
out.
mate. I think they only pushed the moment he got a knock. They kind of wrote Kenty off. Was like, you're dead, mate. But it's only since they got the knock they pushed. If they were pushing already with DTC all in that building, they would have put him off, and they couldn't have controlled that fight as much as they wanted to. But I will give them have got him on the back foot.
Yeah, Kenty had that bagged up for him there, dude. I mean, he did everything he could to keep all 3 players there. I mean, Purge just had to get aggressive, and you called it earlier. You were playing with these guys. They said they need to get it more aggressive. They're going to watch that back, and that's exactly the advice they need to take right there.
I think if Kenty was in that corner and Purge wrapped in on them, it would have been a completely different kettle of fish. There's a one-on-one. I think Matrix should get the flush here.
Oh,
He's
Purge,
got a
don't let
second.
Matrix.
Oh, my days. I actually thought he was going to get a double flush there.
Had he not thought about going for the reload there, he would probably had that 1v1. Could have potentially put down Dynamic right there. I mean, again, a great shooter, but really, really weird play style right there from Purge. Thankfully enough, though, they are able to reset, at least only losing 1 on that fight.
Getting back to some of the earlier fights, if you're sitting in there, so I'll put your screen up, you've got a player on. PE, they look like they've crashed in behind the back of OMK. But obviously then we had Team 15 also getting involved in a fight.
They're just doing what they can. They're taking some angles here, trying to find the rest of that OMK team there, but no real angles there. Both teams centered up there in the snake curve, that S curve. Going to be definitely a nice position to play. Loki still upside for NSR there. He's got WC, but thankfully ATR takes the pressure away from him, so he's going to be able to coexist here with these 2 teams up top for the time being. But right now it's going to be WC v ATR here. 2 knocks already in the bag there for WC, so this is definitely their fight to continue to push forward and win. It's a matter of how they play forward. Now a third to fall right there, actually. It's actually just ATR Pigeon still up. So after a great first game, solid start to today. Unfortunately, WC there for the revenge there. They're going to find that knock, but Pigeon's going to trade out 1 and then fall instantly after getting the res here on the Buzz. Buzz gets the full heal, comes back up. He's going to set himself back around. Knocks down Tickle now, but third-party shots coming from the back. Can Buzz at least confirm his kill there on the Tickle, taking WC down to a 2-man?
He's getting tagged in the back. This is horrible. Buzz is on the back foot. Good play.
Oh, he's on the burners.
But yeah. Whew, that was hard. Just the fact that TR haven't moved. They are still in that compound. They are just digging. Ghost is going to try and get the res here on Tickle. WC now going to a 3-man.
What a res right there, man.
Free pass, mate. Free pass. Now we need to wrap out. Go. I'll sod this. I am gone. And there he goes. Working his way out of zone with TR trying to hold. Also out of zone, I think TR needs to get aggressive. I think they're going to regret not playing aggressive off on the ATR WC fight because they've got no zone to come in on. And I think WC might beat him to it. Is a 4-3. WC have the height, but let's see who can win that battle. FSI also needs to move compound. And realistically, we've only got Team 13 and 15 in, I would say, a strong zone area. with Ace Esports also being in zone area, but they've got a hillside. They've got that tower, which I thought NSR Loki should have played into. RMV wrapping around. I think we might see a crash now coming in for a centralized zone because there isn't that much really in. There's a couple of rocks to play, and it's a tower. But I think a lot of these teams are going to either play for the rocks or they're going to play for taking one of the real estate.
100%, man. But I said, I'm curious to see where everybody's going to end up here in this circle. You can see both OMK and Dig splitting a north and south kind of position inside that next zone right there. There's IW again, no position inside this zone to make rotation into phase 5. Down and out they go. They're going to fall there in 13. TV taking a lot of pressure now as well. It looks like they're trying to rotate out that south side of the zone, but with only 5 teams inside this zone, NSR being one of them as a solo, there's not much room left in for any of these teams. 38 players coming into phase 5, phase 6. We should see that total drop down to about 20 here if my casting veteran experience is telling me my best knowledge here. So it's going to be very, very intense.
There, mate. Definitely very experienced. But yeah, TR committing fully into that compound. They're lucky enough that they're able to get into the compound and actually potentially get this res on as well. Lucky 50-50
Nice.
score. There's a bit of luck when it comes down to when we talk about people crashing compounds. WC have crashed in. We've got a triple crash here, or double crash with a compound of OMK sitting there already. The kill feed is going to light up like it's Christmas now.
It's definitely Christmas in January here. It came a little bit too late. You know, we had a back-to-back Christmas here. Shots are going to come through all over. My frames are going to drop.
You stay with that fight there. I'll stay with this fight, and we can put them both on screen so we can take full advantage of. I'm watching WC, OMK, and TR fight with RMV getting involved also. And you've got on your screen the TR fight on the other side.
Yeah, I'm looking to keep FSI. I've got both kills confirmed. They're on FSI. Well played from them. We'll actually hop back over. It looks like TV, just one member left up. A lot of pressure being sent there. Actually, 2. It's going to be Paz stunned to get the res action back up to 3 now. But it's Purge doing damage there onto Dig. In the meantime, FSI feels a lot of pressure. Rose surrounded by all of TR right now. They're trying to find him outside the building. They just have not been able to pinpoint his location. Absolutely insane.
3 on 2. OMK got the high. We've got NSR Loki just sitting outside the zone there. And RMV have got a 50-50 split where they've got to watch potentially Ace one way. And then, unfortunately, as they just get a knock there from Benos with a bolty, they've got WC on the outside of the compound. We might see RMV make a tactical play, knowing that WC is ahead of them on the leaderboard, and play into a more of a aggressive state on WC because they know they can get them out now. That means they can get their points and catch up on the leaderboard. And there we see, here's this aggressive play. They're trying to find the angles.
Tickle. This man is disciplined.
Curiosity killed the cat, mate. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I put my eyes on Tickle, he's holding that angle. On the left hand side, we've got WC Tickle, and on the right hand screen, we currently see OMK. Is it Danny Spin you're on? He is, yeah. So you can see Danny's definitely more worried there are players downstairs at the moment.
Ooh, Tickle.
Tickle's trying to pre-fire that.
I respect the pre-fire. No shots.
Oh, but TV's coming behind.
Ooh, that's bandit from the Wizard Tower. Catches WC slipping. He's got Macy and Ghost there to back him up.
Wow.
So thankfully enough, no flush, but good read from TV there.
Wow, what a... I'm shooting. This is enough. I'm out. We got to push for zone, guys. NSR been picked up, but well played for getting 12. I know you would have expected a lot more, but the zone placement is... zone area for this placement is quite hard. I think you've done well out of a really bad situation.
Making the best out of that situation, and that is all you're going to be able to grab.
Push it down to a smaller camera. Bigger picture now at the moment. We've got TR versus FSI, and we're seeing multiple... I can't even keep up with that kill feed. This is insane. It is going mad. We're seeing multiple backs and forwards. MVP are getting closed out. MVP now taking a walk. This is a horrible, horrible zone for a lot of these teams at the moment.
Finally, that number's dropping down there, and it looks like, you know, TR still in control of this position here, but they've got Rowe right outside, very, very quiet, maintaining more and more placement points the more that these teams fall ahead of him, so he's doing the best that he can there for FSI as the solo inside this chaotic zone. Is OMK. Look, they're finally about to fall. WC finally gets it all together, and AG in the meantime, that is Sarah to go down there. They'll fall in 11. 10 teams still remain, though, as OMK may be able to outsurvive WC at the top of the town here. But it's shots from third party all out that these teams should be the most worried about. As Ghost is standing outside, he's kind of walking the field there, but he's probably the safest WC member here on the backside. There's no pressure on this edge of the map right there, but all around the rest of this map, there's so many other teams just ready to absolutely just go head to head with one another come phase 7. Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, so it's
Benham's now
WC.
holding. Look at Benham. So they're caught sleeping. Walshy obviously getting knocked out, I believe, on Comey, but they went for the res. But Walshy is stopping them getting in there. Benham's deciding to stop the push, but both Ace and R&V needs to make a decision here, because at the moment WC pick up on this now, Benham's going to put himself in a bad spot. Got him down to a 2-shot, down to a 1-shot, as he's getting handed and Ghost and taking that one. Benham's now getting knocked and confirmed. That is going to be dangerous. They're not going to want that. He's going to try and play for the res, but the Ace Esports, more importantly, are going to read that kill feed and move.
They're spotting out RMV here too. They've got him there trying to go for the reses inside. They should be able to pick this up once they get that rotation in. RMV's just got to take a few more steps to get themselves inside that zone. So if they can make that push, definitely going to be a big play coming out there from AE. But it's now a 2v2 for them. Lizard's still up there for Aguita. As I thought they actually went down a little bit earlier. Lizard's still up there, the solo for Aguita. They've been very, very quiet today. I haven't seen too much come out from Aguita, and this is very, very surprising. I mean, no radar, usually a huge factor, but just not coming out to play today.
R&V getting a knock back there on Walshy, and there's a confirm Team 6 from Purge losing that TV. They're down to a 2-man. They had a guy out on their own. FSI Rose still holding strong, but we are not seeing aggressive play coming in. As we see TV trying to hold out. There is multiple fights going on. TR trying to push TV. FSI Rose snaking his way in. Purge now trying to come in as AG close out with R&V on Ace Esports, taking them down and out. Lizard is going to hold out firm for as long as he can. R&V back as a 2, and Purge wrapping away as a 2. Unfortunately, FSI Row has been picked up.
Next is into 7th, though. Good play from FSI. He was able to snake some points after a bad kind of stop in the rotation there earlier on in phase 5. They make it all the way into phase 7. 7th place, 1 placement for the points, and you know what? It's better than nothing.
Good night there. Coming in from TR on TV. We come into the angle here and watch this fight happen out. That nade's going to give him the green light to start pushing. Got one down upstairs. I don't think they're aware. Stuns is downstairs.
Ooh, Stuns. You played that so right.
One flush he's holding. He's got a second. He's just holding that door. Oh, been picked up.
Get the res. Get the res.
I don't think they're going to get the res quick enough in time. They're not.
Can't. Too much pressure coming out from the outside. Purge is just there in a matter of seconds there at the right time. Both Slady and Reunited down, man. This is TR about to fall apart. WC needs to get aggressive. Purge doesn't want to walk up. Both these teams gonna let TR reset here. 12 kills for Purge, though.
Yeah, Purge doing well. Purge doing well, mate. They're playing in. They're a little bit split. I think they would have preferred to be as a 2-man stack there and get the util across, but they are able to get themselves back up to a 3-man. Good play from them, but they're not. But well, look at that car stack up on that wall. Ghost is got the Orc. Masu is holding out the compound. R&V got some of the work to do. Same with Dynamic, but Aguita as a 1-man is trying to play in now. He's still snaking. R&V down to a 1-shot. Comey's now trying to tuck and Ghost. They've got to work their angles. I think R&V have the utility now to keep playing. Dynamic
looking very, very comfortable after those loots.
Are holding firm. Lizard is living up to his name. Not anymore. He's been picked up. Text curse. I'm so sorry.
Just like that. Down and out, Lizard. Aguida in fifth, though, at least, getting some placement points yet again there. It's not the most, but again, you're going to put some on the board there. You need to start getting a little bit more consistent. We see WC, it's back-to-back games coming out from WC where they're in the top here. Even if they're not finding the most points, it's 10 kills for WC, 12 for Purge, both these two teams. Fantastic games thus far, high placement, high kills, and they're continuing to keep that momentum up top there, even with the last two games. They're going to walk into the end of this day. They're feeling a lot less pressure than the rest of these teams. They're knowing that they're comfortable in this first, second, third, fourth, fifth position, up top here on the leaderboards.
Look at this. We're both currently in. You're currently sitting there. WC, I was sitting with R&V, and they have had to stack up on one tree. This is not the best play for R&V. They are trying to find some kind of angle. He's number 9
Slady's
as well.
holding. Goes to open up by Dynamic, but he gives it over ultimately to RMV. Rich with next to 1 HP, a little bit of boost and a dream. He's going to pre-fire, try to get the knock on his TR, not even going for the heal there. It's not looking great. Dynamic ball, Copy's still waiting. There it is, the blue zone going to be on his back. Mason from the side, though, is going to open up, finds the first one, and then the zone does the rest.
On out. He's trying to hold his boys out here. I think he's going to get one kill. Oh, that's a bad play for him. I think we're going to see Purge go. He should have gone over the rock on the right. Oh, I didn't even get across to the winner chicken dinner. Lucky I had your screen up because 15 kill. Ouch.
15 kills and the chicken dinner. WC comes out on top. I said they need to find a victory. I said they need to get the chicken dinner.
Hey,
they must have heard to the
Ghost
stream.
with 11 pack. Wow.
Do you see that 11 kill total for Ghosts? And coming into the competition, day one, I had talked with Silencer, dude. He had 13 KD coming into day number 2. He's looking to put that KD back up in the double digits. And games like that, Ghost, is absolutely why you are one of the best console players to ever have touched this game.
TR doing well, pushing on good pushes from them, sending it into the right zones, getting the knocks, playing in. Unfortunately, losing Merdin on that push. Reunited, obviously, with a 0. Purge, though, 3rd place. Look at them. Rich putting 6 pack up. Dynamic has a 5. Really strong for them. Right as a 3. Kenty, I think they played a bit wrong. They should have pushed in a bit earlier on. There might have been a 4-man coming in to some of those later zones. R&V getting closed out, doing well. Don't think they got the kills they wanted to. Let's have a quick look at the action replay, and I don't even think I get that much in, really. R&V, we're sitting in with R&V at the moment. We're coming, the guys. They've had to stack themselves up to a 1-3, which is never going to be really helpful. They haven't got the utilities to get out there. I think it's just a matter of time. They're trying to close out WC, which I think they're solely focused on trying to get that fight underway. And then we can flip over to this other side here with this TR and Purge dynamic. And WC, they're digging them on one side, and then we've got Purge holding out on the other side. Now, if I was Rich at the moment, there's a double knock. There's R&V gone. He sees this guy now come out the smoke. He gets his knock. He should have run behind this rock here, but he's run straight into a WC. They get the double knock. I can't even get out of the player on time. And then we see WC clearing up. Winner, chicken dinner. Right, quick advert break, and we will see you guys in a second. Peace.
Get drunk while you fall into love with someone else. Like I should want when you wake up with him. Does his body feel like mine? I would fall you down, baby, but you down. I've been even in your bed lately. You really make your way around. You say you lay with me forever, but I'm alone with another round. With another round, I'm just trying to make last call. If I'm too drunk, I can't call and ask why you left me for someone else. I'm just trying to make last call and get drunk while you fall into love with someone else. I've been sad before, but not like this. 'Cause I had it bad for you since our first kiss. Oh.
Close your eyes, don't think it much. Maybe then you'll feel alright. All these noises, all these voices, they give me tied to the ground. Breaking freely, but all behind. It's all so harmful to me. Poison.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna send a message.
Evening. Let's go. Round number 3, aka match number 11. It's the third for this evening, hence why I said that. Lane rotation is now on the opposite, so we're getting a east down to a west. But it's again very shallow. Third round, such a shallow plane. I wonder if we're gonna get 4 out of 4 with this one. Miramar is the bigger map, so we're gonna see potentially a lot of teams hanging around these sort of lower compounds area with splits. We've got some big plays up there. WC going to be happy they're going to sit Picardo. Chum will most probably sit with ATR. Monty, I think, is just about in. We may see Purge come really late, sort of Eldamere, or go into Prison Island. But I think we're going to see a lot more car to rotation in this round. It's actually, the more I think about it, this is a horrible, horrible plane rotation for people. Looks like we got
Very much so. This playing path, as much as it looks comfortable, it's really not. It denies a lot of players, that northern drop what they're used to, so it's going to contest a lot of players. You might see a lot more hot drops, I think, that we're used to seeing here normally. So it's going to be maybe a exciting start to the game, and then not so much of an exciting mid game here. Then again, picking it up at the end game here. Typical Miramar stats here, that we're used to seeing. But I really do want to see some of these teams who are kind of at the bottom end of the leaderboard here, maybe on that bottom 16, start to put up some real serious points, start to crash a few compounds. It's either make it or break it at this point. And after 10 games in, if you haven't felt confident or you haven't found your rhythm, like I said, it's either, again, you try to go back with the last little bit, one big bang for your team, or, I guess you could just be comfortable going out on that bottom 16 side of the leaderboard playing the way that you're playing.
Yeah, we'll be on the leaderboards in a sec. We'll let the last game pull through. R&V obviously not in their normal drop zone, but they've got lost against uncontended. FSI on the south and IWIF underneath them. Looks like we've got MVP caught up between TR and ATR, as we said they're going for Chum, and AG also catching out ATR. And they would be aware of that team 12 that they have a guy landing on that compound on their own. So I think that might have been a tactical placement. WC though uncontended before Picardo and Ace Esports are in the cars and already rotating. It's not a bad shout. They might get into a good zone placement. They might even push around to someone like El Pozo, or they might try and risk the Monty that someone could have got there. Definitely think we're going to see MVP though push Monty. BE normal drop zone for them. I want to see how quickly they decide to move out there. But team number 18, so it's going to be a good play for them. They have dropped though with team number 9, which is DTCC. So we're going to see some fight here. Sometimes we see VE land here, or potentially in and around where we see team 13 for the GT. I call it the GT drop, but it's where Dig's currently sitting. OMK though, they are again slightly split, and they got half of a GT spot, and obviously the other compounds. NSR early out of the plane, they haven't got too much to worry about with TV north side of them. I think we're going to see them with a north side rotation. Loads in. MVP not pushing for Monty, so if Ace decides to go that way, they are going to get a free pass. And El Pozo is going to be good. I think we're going to see a real contention of cars and vehicles, motorbikes, etc. in this sort of south side, or this southeast area. I think people are going to get caught out on the coming up and over the mountain, especially with ATR. ATR still 4 strong and not able to get the knock there, as they seem to have backed up Hayes and Pigeon. Able to wrap out of here and away into a better placement area. They've got to be careful as well. They
Looking at DTC, I'm surprised. I know DTC just dropped here for VE, but again, we're talking last game, about the discipline of some teams. VE, a team that's been around again for quite some time here. So to see another team this close at VE's drop, and VE just kind of, putting up with it. I'm surprised they haven't been more aggressive to get DTC sent back to the lobby. Than it's not a team you're going to walk all over. But VE definitely one of those teams that has been around. They're one of the big dogs. They want to make sure that they don't lose big compounds like this. So they at least are going to pull them off there, get them to default back down to Little Minas right there. But still, really, really weird to see teams playing like that. If you're going to make that drop, I think you need to get those kills. So if you're DTC sitting there and backing up off that fight, when you're a team that definitely needs to put these kills on the board, it's definitely not the best way to go into the last day, I think, especially when you're looking to put up some points. They are. I'm looking at DTC's points right now. They're at 29 points with 9 games played. So, they're only about 20 points out of placement here. That's one good game coming out from DTC. And they're right back in contestant to put themselves into qualifiers.
It's all about, it's just going to be a tactical game. I'm just looking at the leaderboard myself, and obviously we're minus the other points. So I'm going to bring up the 2 games when it updates for me, so we can see that, and then we'll bounce out to a full leaderboard, so we can get a bigger picture coming from these last game 3, game 4, or also in core ranking system, match 11 and match 12. The final match for the rank decisions. It'll be some hard rotations, really hard rotations. I'm shocked that Ace didn't take off more of a chunk. You know, looking at the zone, looking at the playing path, that they're sitting on the edge, and they're gonna be caught in this sandwich of teams playing in.
Yeah, man, it's just absolutely insane. You know, I'm looking at teams here, looking at some of these big, and just the point gaps, man. There's so much on the line in these last 2 games here. If you don't perform this game, you can pretty much call it at the end of the day, you know, for the last game here. But there's still a lot of opportunities for these teams here, and that's the best thing about the qualifiers here. You have up until that last day to get yourselves into that 16th position, and then you get to reset your total, go into the finals, you know, with a brand new total, a brand new point set, and you really just start to feel, you know, yourselves at that point. You come in hopefully on the higher end of things, but even I've seen teams come in at that bottom 16 and still end up on the higher end, just again not able to find the right, but still find their way into that top 16. So the reset going to be huge for a lot of these teams who may not have the most points coming into the finals, though, so they'll be able to get a chance to get back to 0 along with the rest of these teams, and then start to find that same momentum, hopefully where they build it, you know, on the top 8 rather than starting themselves on the bottom 8 and having to play catch up the entirety of the tournament. Teams like WC have been very, very consistent, and they've been managing to maintain up in the top 3 pretty much the entirety of the competition. So you're looking to kind of repeat that same pattern, much like WC, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Okay, teams now playing in and trying to find a home in the zone. The WC having some pop shots at Aguita and vice versa. Ace now taking off a chunk they should have taken off at least 5 minutes ago, and they're being chased down by DTCC, who looks like they're on the same rotation. Will she gonna get out here? Well, she has got out.
Watching a few teams. So I'm looking at some of our teams here in our bracket, Mark, just kind of, you know, watching how they're looking on the leaderboard. We're still waiting for our other groups to be loaded in, and actually there it goes, finally loaded in right there. So I have the full point totals, and we're looking at these teams really to kind of keep themselves. AVR is so close to qualifying. They're at 51 points. They're about 3 points shy of Team MVP, who is in our bracket. They have not been having the most strong games today as far as their performance goes. So maybe MVP does turn it around here in game number 3, match number 11 of the series, and you know that'd be honestly a huge turnaround for them, because they dropped 3 placements after that last game and need to worry about now qualifying here in these last 2 games with so many teams so close to them. It's definitely going to put the pressure right on their lap there. So again, AVR going to need to find some points. MVP needs to step it up in our group, and then Aguita, who's dropped quite a few positions as well, just not really playing their position. They've went from a top 8 down to closer on the bottom 16, so they're still in 13th place with 3 more teams and only about 15 to 20 points there. So that's one good game from any team, and Aguita not finding any points. They're right back down on the bottom 16. And if I know Aguita being them, they're definitely not going to be happy with put on that bottom 16. They are a very pride-heavy team, and you know they strive to be the best, though. So when they get so close and are cut short, you know they really do, you know, take it upon themselves to better themselves. So hopefully Aguita can realize how close and how important these next few games are, along with a few other teams there in the bracket. But it's more or less a lot of the other groups in the other side of things that seem to be more reliant on today. There are a lot of other teams are either really, really comfortable in the position they played, or they're just on the bottom end and they're just trying to find a few more points, maybe find a win or a success, a fight here or there. But it really has just came down to, you know, a few teams in between, but not so much, you know, in our group.
I must admit, I pressed the wrong button that came out the game, but I've just put the leaderboard up for everyone. Yeah, as you basically, CC's talking about Cold Crew. We're looking at the leaderboard just for our lobby at the moment. But yeah, they've got to be really careful about now how they play this. So we're now seeing 2 games, WC leading away with 21 kills, 36 points, which is great for them to see. Purge obviously sitting behind that. Great for them to make massive plays up, and I will try and bring up the main leaderboard just after this. ATR sitting in 3rd with RMV just behind him in 4th. Again, look at the point split between 2, 3, and 4 there. Team MVP picking up on 5th, and TR now in 6th. And as we just spoke about, AG, they're sitting in 7th place. They need to really dig these points out. We're talking about bigger picture here, not just about the leaderboard. We're looking at but it's about the bigger picture that these guys need to get involved in. So we're really keen to see how these guys opt to get up the leaderboard.
Quite a few teams that are looking for it. Bot Life, started today in 5th. They've dropped down 5 positions. A lot of teams who are up in that top tier games, aside from ATR, RMV, and WC, who are just very consistent in the entirety of this competition. They continue to put points on the board. They're uncontested. Whether or not they have one bad game, they come back the next game and they put the points right back up. And I think that's the momentum that some of these other teams need to get into. They catch themselves up. They have a bad game. They're like, hey, we need to worry about getting points and we need to worry about, getting in and this. And, I think you just need to realize that sometimes you did the best you could. And it's going to come down to just getting in the game, staying outside your head, because once you're in your head, it's GG's. Rousey. Oh, beautiful shots. Fanboy to fall. MVP feels the pressure, but AE doesn't want to confirm. They just want to get away, use that as a chance to buy time. Great shots coming out there from Rousey, though.
Yeah, no, really good shots watching at the time. Yeah, good shots, but yeah, clearly hit and run from those situations. So, obviously, we got on the left-hand side, we got the bigger picture, the map view as we got on the bottom right here when we're CC looking around. VE is doing well on the rotations with a double knock on NSR. They should be able to get confirmed. They've got one. It look like they might be getting away. There's the second. They are stored, digging out. They're trying to get away. CoR is in rags. There's another one. And unfortunately, the fourth has gone for a fall. So, NSR taking a drop there. VE. I was about to mention VE. I think they need to get some more points on the board. I want to see a stronger showing from them. They've got the rotation kills. Made enough noise. They've got to get past Team 13 now into zone.
And I didn't include VE, my little consistency talk there. I want to exclude VE. They had a rough start. They're picking up points. They're still in 5th. They're one of the only teams that's not dropping, so they've done well enough in the competition that it's kept them comfortable. It's kept them kind of playing their own game. They're not playing anybody else's game. They're not playing catch-up. They're just playing the game the best way they know how, and it seems to be working out in their favor. So shout out to VE again inside that top 5. Our top 5 teams, very, very consistent. Purge being one of those teams as well, who hasn't had too much talk of the town here, but 12 kills in that last game, though, even though they make it into the top 4, they just continue to find these points over and over again. And it's not necessarily because they're gifted or because they're given these circles. It's because they make the right rotations at the right time and are able to put the kills in the bag when necessary. So shout out to our top 5, staying consistent. The rest from, I want to say 6th to about 16th, it's really, really weird for me because it's a lot of up, down ones, up, down twos, up, down ones. And that just really, really says a lot to me as a host, as a caster, that these teams are really putting their best foot forward. They're really trying. They're bringing that effort. And even if they don't end up, winning the game, like, they're still not giving up. They are within that mentality of the fact that, okay, we've lost the game. We can reset. Because you see some teams just drop one position and then the next roundabout they're right back up in that same position. So even if they're not able to climb the charts, some teams consistent in their middle, their middle, what do you want to call it, placement, rather than just kind of bouncing up from high on the top 8 to down on the bottom, 24.
Nah, you're right there. So V got a knock. Dig are pushing away from this. I'm quite surprised that they haven't got anything further. Oh, he's gone to zone. VE not getting there in time. Let's see if I can bring up this a little bit cleaner for everyone. And it doesn't look like I can. Okay, let's do it another way. My Twire link for the bigger picture doesn't work. So I'm going to try it in a bit and just get it onto a big screen for everyone. So we're able to put it in a little bit more cleaner. But you know me, I suffer from OCD massively. And it involves me having to make sure it's perfect sometimes before the stream. Okay, cool. So
Picture perfect.
It has to be, mate. It has to be. It's like a production happening right now. I've got buttons for all sorts going on screen at the moment. Let's put that back. Perfect. All right, cool. So we, as leaderboard and the wrap up, as we just mentioned, we're starting to see a lot of teams now rotate. Big zone shifts down to the sort of south and west corner. WC are still trying to hold out. ATR going between a PR and WC sandwich here. They are not getting the shots on. WC putting themselves in a position for ATR. Oh, that is a head on with a car, and that's, is he lagged out or something? Is he just going full pelt? No, he's steering. So in the bottom of our corner there, we can see Team 15 is going full send it. Merc has just dropped
Full
best man.
send, mate. They make it to the compound, thankfully enough. Though. I looked grim for a second. I was watching them. I didn't think they were actually going to make that. TV coming in right behind them, following that same rotation pattern. There they are. They're going to take some shots. Look like they may get the drive-by here. Who we got bent? No, this has got to be Paz. Yeah, Paz trying to get the knock here. He's following him. Not able to find that knock as OMK is going to regroup up as the full four at that compound, driving right past AE. Walshy left allowed actually by himself there. What's he doing over there for AE? I'm surprised he's out there by himself with RMV to the face. He's going to try to get away, but he's got 4 players for RMV there. And it's not looking likely that he's going to be able to make position away. But shots coming out from Dig.
Look at Dig.
Walshy the time that he needs to get away.
Dig just won it, man.
Oh, he just spotted out Kiyomi. RMV has no idea. Walshy's just lighting him up. Kiyomi's still right there. He needs to come up. He needs to save him. He does, but the grenade already going to confirm both these kills and take down Mozelli. Walshy.
Big kills there.
How is this? That's 2 days in a row. I watched another player yesterday walk up right in the face of TV, and he just sprayed him right in the face, took down 2. And this time it's Walshy just right in the face of RMV, just not realizing that the footsteps that are around are just not theirs.
They haven't even been able to get the confirm out here. RMV are going to have to try and work their way in. As we see in the bottom right-hand corner, the bigger picture, as we swing out, and on the left-hand side, we have the map displaying down. AG trying to hold up VE. Obviously, VE have been digging in at IWIF and putting them down to a 2. VE catching these rotation kills. I think they're really consistent on rotation kills, VE. They'd like to pick up these rotations on cars. ATR still in the compound with WC have pushed further away. So's TR. They pushed a bit further. Lucky that, and as you mentioned, quite surprised they got in. FSI playing a bit more passive down the bottom west-hand side with MVP on a 2-2 split central zone. Purge a little bit higher, and zone has favoured down for FSI. So again, we are going to see a huge sandwich with these teams try and push in. Looks like Purge are going to push themselves back to a 4-man and try and hold out between a DTC are at a laser in them and not taking Dig on the rotation at northwest side. Looks like we've still got the RMV fight. Walshy is still down and Rouge has gone down. WC getting a knock there on TR, but it's all about, for me, it's all about these teams on the outside, which we're going to now have to see play in to not much cover. So I'll be really interested to see where teams get played out. Walshy, though, has been confirmed.
Finally bleeding out there.
Ace not going for that res either. I whiff 1, 2, and thank you very much. We'll see you in game number 4 and game match number 12. Right in between WC and ATR. There isn't much more they could do. It's going to be very, very hectic in this southeast corner. T13 on the high wrap, coming using that high ground, coming all the way around, and they're going to push themselves into the southwest. DTCC are moving, whereas we see potentially Purge are just holding out a fight. Ace have just about gone for the res, and RMV need to decide which way they're going to go. I think they're going to come off the cliff. Oh no, they've gone for the car. AG going to be playing in. Again, it's going to be hard for them to get up, so you might see these teams go for an ATR WC shooting fest. Same with VE.
Oh, he just got road burn like no other DTC. Is going to punish Danny's spin right there after Aladdin has already been taken down there. The rest of OMK, Faker tries to make it away, but actually going to punish him there. OMK going to fall in 14th there. TV, the next team, come through taking a very similar rotation, much like OMK. Didn't end well for the first team. I don't think it's going to end well for TV, but they do find the shack. They've got some cover. Going to have to keep their head down and hope for the rest of these phases to kind of favor in their direction. And if no pressure comes away, TV may just see a top 8 out of position here, but it's a very, very dangerous position, a very wide open shack, and quite a few different teams have information as to where this team stopped as the 2-man.
Here we come in a fight here between ATR, AG, and VE, all pushing through from this quadrant. AG, some ATR back on AG, VE going down as well. ATR getting shot by a long distance. No confirmed just yet. Buzz has got Merc as our first confirm. ATR still pushing forward. Don't know if they're aware that AG sitting behind them.
Ooh, Rousey, great grenade. Third-party damage. So many different teams involved in this fight here, Mark. We've got RMV there, AE, AG, ATR, VE finally going to fall, so one team we can finally count out. Blackjack is confirmed here for ATR. There's just 3 left up here on the side of the hill. Triton will stick the res on a Lizard after the knock just came through. A second great grenade from Rousey. Now over the top comes Axie here for Ace Esports, just making Aguita pretty much pay for the fight against ATR here. Really nothing that they're going to be able to do here. This has just been Aguila's gameplay all day. They're taking fights. They're caught in between so many different teams quite often here. Lizard making his way down the round. He's going to stop in the face of ATR there. Hayes gonna make him pay right there. G to the G's. Agui gonna go down, and then they will just be in the fight now. Ace Esports here versus ATR. The final two teams. RMV wants nothing to do with it. They just want placement as the two solo players left alive there for the team. Just gonna, again, wait for rotation, wait for placement to come in the later end of the circle here, allowing Ace Esports and ATR maybe to do a little bit more damage on one another before they get involved.
Looks like there's been a halt here between Ace and ACR. I think these guys teams are thinking now, look, we both need to get in. Do we need to commit? It is a bit of a chunk going up and over. Looks like both teams are backing away, but ACR unfortunately are going to wrap in their way into WC as they come into our screenplay on this left-hand side.
I'm watching Skosic here. He's got a nice little angle. He's trying to keep WC out. They're barely inside the zone where Luke is at. ATR looks like actually going to run into WC first. And on the side of the hill, there's a lot less cover. So Pigeon spots the first team. He's going to take a few shots. They're not able to find that knock there, but good damage being done here from ATR. This may allow that push over the top from MVP, but they're just not all too aggressive in this fight. So winner's circle going to pay off for the fact that there's no over-the-top pressure really being sent out from MVP right now. It buys them the time to take the slower fight here with ATR here on the side of the ridge there. AE will continue to look down on the fight there, potentially being a key factor in the fight there. But no, Hayes going to find the first knock to find Mason. Luca over the top to find Pigeon. Benno to find Hayes. Nice little trade out there between both Winner's Circle and ATR, but ATR unfortunately don't have the third member, so Bud's just going to default to kind of retreat up the hill there, and now playing RMV's gameplay here. He's going to look for placement here into the later games. There are 10 teams ahead of him still for the victory, and 3 teams to fall if he looks to find any sort of placement.
I think that's a bit of a mistake there. MVP could have got right involved in that and maybe nicked a couple of kills, put a bit of pressure onto WC playing into the zone. FSI are getting caught out. They managed to tag out a few. Rose going to have to try and get the res. Stuck it just in time, I think. Now he's gone to zone, so it's not going to help with a placement. Ro needs to get in. Ro, you've got to get in the med, mate. And there we see FSI going out. Not good play for them. Not impressed with FSI today. TR down to a one-man, as we're now seeing the rag start to happen. MVP, I think they're going to get closed into this compound. It's going to be quite hard for them to survive. They need to make sure the teams do not catch them, as Fanboy is down. Buzz down to a one-shot in the north. He will be okay and get enough time to get a med off. Whereas we see WC and we see Ace Esports now potentially go out head-to-head into this fight. Bo's losing one. And then we see WC going down as well. The kill feed is lighting up like a Christmas tree. Great shots coming in here. Lots of kills going across the board. I think a lot of these teams are going to get very tunnel vision. We're seeing RMV potentially going to capitalise with Ace sitting behind them. Tickle has done another down to 1 with Ace. And we might see the end. Oh, he's got 1-2. He's happy with that. WC might be able to... Maybe. Molly's going to cross. Is he going to connect it? There's a steal from RMV. Molly's too short. Ace needs to decide what's going on. They've pushed over. And we see TR. They've gone out. Wanda one-on-one. And there we go. He's actually not going for the res there, but Ace going out in 9th. I think they'd be really disappointed that they couldn't win that one-on-one. RMV didn't help, but would have thought they might have made the play. WC going to be getting themselves back up to a 2-man.
That was crazy right there. I thought ZQ would have done that right there. I've seen so many clutch plays in this endgame from ZQ himself. One of my favorite players in the endgame, more Phase 7, Phase 8. A very clutch player to be picked up there. Used to play with the Vipers, now running with Ace Esports here in this competition. It's just, you know, just one of those players that I can always count on for some really, really key success that you don't always expect right there. Had he came on top, would have been even better, but you know what? WC, not an easy competitive team to take down there. So even to find 2 members out of that fight right there, definitely a pat on the back there to ZQ here. But unfortunately, down and out in 9th, no placement points. 8 teams remain here as the placement starts to open up here. Winner's circle back inside the placement. 4 kills on the board here yet again inside the consistency. But it's MVP 4 kills. Great spot in the circle. This is the team that needs these points to finish off the day, sitting on 54 points, in 16th place. They need as many points as they can to continue to climb the charts and distance himself from that 16th placement position, because if they go into game number 12, the final match of the event there in 16th, you're definitely going to have to be worrying about how much pressure is on the mentality there, trying to keep yourselves from falling and going out short, because as soon as you go out short, all you're doing is kicking yourself and making sure that, you know, in the next event that does not happen.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple of teams now have to fight their way in, with R&B dropping a nade. That is a great nade there, and wow, nade, double nade, thank you very much. Whole team wipe.
Jeez, RMV, the util use, I'm just loving it. It's been perfected. Everybody's in boot camp, tossing utils, tossing this and that, trying to perfect themselves. So, you know, it's definitely paying off for these guys.
Yeah, we did. Ah, it's insane. We saw it very heavy on round number 1 really early as well. And now we're starting to see it being more tactically used to close these games. Like, it seems to be shoot, run out of mag, util straight away without even second guess. We're seeing Dig and DTCC having to try and work their way in. Quite hard. Both these teams are tinkering on the edge of zone. And they are going to try and play their MVP, going to try and hold out a distance here.
This is a smart play here. If they let RMV in, it's going to be dangerous. I mean, they should be able to take care of TV for them. It's just Lux up there. But again, you don't want to allow RMV any further movement into this next zone. They're most likely going to get popped from the side there. That must be DTC doing a lot of damage trying to RMV. Lux eventually probably going to come alive here for the squad. Maybe finding some kills there. It's phase 7, 30 seconds till the close comes through. And then we have another 60 seconds on the clock till we see phase 8. That phase to come through. Phase 9 will pop with another 2 minutes and 40 seconds on that clock. And here comes Mozelli making his way to the shack here for RMV. He's going to run right into Luxor right there, who's just prone waiting. Makes Mozelli wish he never went to that shack right there. And unfortunately for RMV, it's going to be down to just Cocky.
The fact he's out as well. The fact he's out of zone. RMV are going to be fuming in that party. They would not expect him here. And I expect RMV potentially to close out him trying to push himself into zone. As we tune in with you, with RMV, he's going to have to try and work his magic to play into this zone and make something happen.
He's waiting for him. He knows he's there. Luxor knows as soon as he steps out. He's trying to bait, trying to see where this team's at.
He knows there's someone out there. He hasn't quite picked up the shots, so I think it's a guesstimation now of where someone is. You got to think you're on the left side of the shack. Surely you saw him stand up. He didn't. Wow. Closed out by R&V.
Unlucky. They should have had, I mean, if you had a little bit better read as to where that shots came from, that nade could have been better tossed, but unfortunately, just not in the right place, not even going to help out or deny some sound cues, shake the screen a little bit. Nothing really coming out there from that. Box live is going to go down right there. That's shots coming out from MVP. Another kill. They definitely do. Now 6 kills for MVP. 4 teams ahead of them for the victory. And another 8 players. So easily enough, this could be their game. They've got all compounds considered in their favor. Cocky the solo to the top for RMV, WC, ATR, and Dig should take care of one another down there to the bottom side of the circle. Very, very close to one another. And the more that these teams get involved, the more that ATR actually...
I feel for Buzz. Buzz just saw a 2 or 3 man pop up and have no idea where he is. If he just had one nade or a molly, I think he would have been screaming out for some serious kills here. I'm going to chuck the flash though. This is hard. This is a hard zone. Both these teams need to move. ATR is going to be sitting strong. Let's put Buzz on your bottom right hand corner there. So we're now in the arch with Buzz. As Team 13 Dig need to work their way up and place their way into zone. He's got one. Good drop there. And he's dropped the most dangerous player sitting there with a Grozer. But look at WC now wrapping in behind him. Oh, MVP have stopped the push. Maybe saving Buzz. Going to go back up and over and find himself. Oh, another knock.
The stun's perfect.
Stun perfect. He's not come up and over here. That secondary flash is going a little bit further. Buzz, I think, is still shocked that he has not been pushed. Oh my days.
Oh, WC.
What a clip to record. GG's.
Buzz out on top.
Check
right there
that out
ATR.
on YouTube later, because Buzz is repping it, mate. Jeez. And the fact that Team 13 never moved, I'm shocked. Team 13 should have been going, oh, look, we had a bit of pressure. Yeah, you got a knock. Hey, but he's the guy who's just knocked us is knocking people at the top. He's fighting another team. We should be getting on our toes and get up this hill.
That's exactly it. They've waited a little bit too long. If they do win this game, it's definitely not for the fact that they've made circle moves here. Unlucky for them, they may seem to pay off there. Buzz trying to retreat to the circle, may get caught in the back here. Shots coming out there from the front. That's MVP to do the damage. He gets inside the shack in time before Dig can notice him. That's where he's at, but no doubt they know where he's at.
Straight in, 100%.
Cooks up the molly, has Buzz's name on it. GG's, Buzz.
Yeah, big shot, man.
Well played. Not much more he's going to be able to make out of that positioning there, though. Still 3 teams left alive, though. Dig kind of wrapping down here, maintaining circle position, but MVP already spots him out, realizing that Dope's there at the bottom.
Oh, great,
How
man.
does RMV play it here? Phase 9, 10 seconds, and it's going to be into this next 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Great play. MVP been blessed with zone quite a bit. Like, I think they've had a couple of kills stolen, but not on the highest. RMV's having to graft their way in here. Dig, for me, has just been a bit passive playing into this final zone. Oh, God. RMV could clutch it up. I think MVP have got the high advantage there. Oh, another great nade there. Doing some serious damage.
Got Dig here. Set up very nice. I know they keep kind of getting tighter and tighter with one another. Dope actually pulls back there. Not surprised. After getting confirmed, or actually it gets confirmed, excuse me. But should have pulled back there and waited for the push. This is one of those zones you kind of walk in with the edge of the zone through your smokes.
Because
there's no cover. You gotta love that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but RMV have got this ridge that they can play up and into the center. Just really depends how much he can put a pressure, and unfortunately he can't. And he's sending it out in fair place. I think RMV would be happy with that. Oh, Dig versus MVP. There's one. Got a knock.
Ooh, 25 gonna find the next one. Wash the fall right there. Juicy better be traded out there, and then he's gonna find Wizzy as well. Wash down as well. Baltic's still up. It's a 1v1 here. It would look to be a 3v3. Evenly spread fight there. MVP somehow able to find the knocks, the trade for trades. Dig just can't seem to keep their head down, and you know it.
Oh,
the spray. The 3 times. That's on the scar, baby. Takes a whole 10 bullets
we're not.
for Dig Baltic to find that victory against MVP.
Wow, that was down to a 1-on-1. We had our left side sitting at their strong, but oh my God, that was insane play. I can't even get my head around that. Dig taking the dub despite being very passive. It played off. MVP were coming off rolling. They had zone. I think they should have picked up more kills, but they done well. Like, they got a couple of scabs taken away from them, but they also capitalized on those scabs as well. RMV, hard shift for them, but a 6-pack coming in, so surviving out. Kobe's going to be disappointed that obviously running into that shack. ATR done well. Buzz, oh my days, check YouTube later out, mate, because that clip is going on my YouTube shorts. You were doing bits, holding off Dig on one side, turning around and doing the damage with WC, laying low, then coming over the top and clearing up WC, putting yourself in 4th place. WC closing out in 5th. Let's have a quick transition to the action replay at the end. We see obviously RMV still alive, and he's going to appear back in the bottom left-hand corner. He hasn't got much movement placement here to work his way in. He does try to come up and over. I think at this position, he should have been more right and playing across the night hillside, but getting caught out by MVP trying to hold him out. It comes down to a 3-on-2 as MVP already made the push. They get the confirm and then dub it over to close it out. They then return the favour and put it back to a 2-on-2, and then both of an MVP and Dig knocking himself at the situation, putting it down to a 1-on-1. We split out to a half and half screen here as we see Dig on our right hand side and MVP on our left. He's already pre-aiming. For some reason, he just stands at that window for far too long, sets the lineup. Winner, chicken dinner. Thank you very much. Right, let's go for a quick advert break. 4th and final round, match number 12 of our ranked decision. See you guys shortly. Peace.
Just where you are, I'd go over die and I miss your eyes. You're all I want. I play the fool for you, all of you. But I can't stop this. I'm thinking of you always. I feel my heartbeat. It's beating out my chest. Feels like I'm floating. I'm missing you. Comes in white. I feel my heartbeat. And tonight I'll Am I lost or am I found? Can't hear my heart defy the sound. Did I break or can I fly? The fall is harder from this high. All the ache to make me climb. Was it just a waste of time? And every picture in my mind, every moment well defined, fractured all that was inside, made someone I don't recognize. This door is broken, behind it I'm choking, on the embers still smoking, from the hurt that I've been stoking. It's time to let go, let the ashes grow cold, the same ones that stole what once was whole. Forget the lies that I've been told. All that glitters isn't gold. And they say, you just hold on, it's always coldest right before the dawn. But the night is endless, and the cold relentless, sleepless till I'm senseless. Fought but I'm defenseless. What should have kept me warm is everything that caused the storm. All the warnings I ignored and still kept running toward. This door is broken, behind it I'm choking, on the embers still
Okay, welcome back to the final round. Let me update. So you guys see that it's going to be round number 12 now coming into this. Actually, do you know what? The only good flight path we've had across the map, all the other three have been lowercase around this sort of south side of the field. Northeast down to the southwest, straight across the map. Final ranked decision matches here. Match number 12. I think these teams are going to be happy with that. Let's go. Going to be a good spread. While we wait for the teams to play across, what I wanted to do, because I've now got it working, is we can have a quick look at our big leaderboard. Obviously, we don't get all the teams in here, but what we do see is we do see a WC. Look at that, 136 points for ATR with 130 chasing R&V with just shy of 100. Could change it around in this. Could be a very good play for them. Purge now sitting in 4th place with 98. VE are in 5th and OMG are in 6th. So nice consistent playing for them and a good spread. 8th and 9th, nice and tight with GT Gaming and AWW. AVR Gaming, good to see they're up there also. Disgusting sitting in 18th. 19th, CE. So CE is rising that table at the moment, whereas the Dream Team sitting in 20th with EXG just behind them on 1 point. M4's a bit disappointing, they're normally quite high with 39, and Unknown Esports are in 23rd. OMK in 24th, and Team Vicious are currently sitting in 25th. There are obviously more teams involved, but I just wanted to get the top side of that table showing. Planer's now done. Dig have taken early, dropping down to military. If that zone shifts to that bottom west hand side, they've got a big play to make. TVAG split up, and we are seeing NSR are trying to take the fight here with VE. VE come from the other side of mines because DTCT taking their drop, and they've dropped themselves into a fight with NSR. Looks like VE want to close this one out. They got 3 on one side.
Circle pop right there too, Mark Buster. That a very, very challenging circle for some of these teams there, because again, you know, you never know if it's going to go Pozo, Crater Fields. You have that unplayable area there in the center of that zone, which does seem to somehow always end up in Phase 4, Phase 5, really keeping these teams on their toes in those end game situations. So seeing these teams, how they rotate and how they make their moves here towards Pozo and Crater Fields is going to be huge, I think, for these teams to make.
Yeah, now it's going to be, if you've got your map up and we see that pop now, it's going to be a big play for them. Definitely trying to get out into that middle zone. VE with a confirm. NSR just not getting together at the moment. There's 1. There's 2. Last guy is not Loki this time, but he is pounding his way out of zone. But VE already on the case, and there's the double bubble. Thank you very much. Welcome to the CoR League. That is your final game of the ranked decision. NSR dropping on VE and suffering the consequences for it.
Man, and like I just called out the last game, and I was like, you got to realize this is VE's drop, right? I mean, you're 11 days into the competition. I mean, this at this point, or not 11 days, 11 games, excuse me, into the competition. I mean, you know this is VE's drop even before coming in. You challenge them one more time, and respect to see them, you know, drop here and just try to maybe, you know, go off winning a fight here against VE. I think maybe it was a challenge to NSR themselves. They're very low on the leaderboard. So again, just kind of give your all in the final game may have been their thought process there, but going against a team like VE in a veteran drop like that, a very, very hard fight to win. DTC there to the side as well. They're going to exist inside Minas. They don't even walk over across the street to get involved in the third party, which is surprisingly enough considering both these teams. But again, that just shows the respect, I guess, on both sides of these teams here, not able to push up and realizing, okay, hey, that, you know, that's actually a pretty good team that we don't want to fight these guys until we have to see them in the future phases here. So they're going to just allow these teams to kind of pick up NSR, pick up the victory there, and then we'll see that fight probably between VE and DTC, even if it does happen later on in like these later phases.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting play. I think it could be a point grab. I think you're right. Maybe they're sending it. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they are sending this to a, hey, let's get some points. Let's do something. But we saw them do it in the round before that. So they'd done ATR, or not the one before. Sorry, the round 2 of this evening. Which would have been match number 10. They were dropped on ATR. I think they should have capitalized a little bit more better on that better flight path that we just saw, and maybe land somewhere that they know these big teams are not dropping, and then try and play in and get the rotation kills. If you're looking for points, you can get points from this on rotations, 100%. We all know that.
Yep, and I'm looking at some of the other teams here. So this is my first time actually taking a chance to like kind of gander at the bottom half of the leaderboard here.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at some of the names that I'm seeing over on this side of the leaderboard here. Project 7, P7, who, you know, seemed to do well. They just came out of the Challengers League, you know, and they were in 3rd place. You know, a lot of consistent games, a lot of strong games coming out from P7. Here they are, literally the week or two after, you know, the end of Challengers, and they're still not able to put up consistent points here. 25 points to only be tossed up by P7 is just absolutely, you know, just astounding to me for them to not be able to find points and not be able to find momentum inside this tournament is honestly just crazy to me. I mean, they're a team with strong players, they're a team with veteran players who've been around, so it's just weird to see them. IW, another team who we've seen again, I think it's a newer roster to do with them. They've had a lot of changes on their end of things here to see them kind of sitting in 27. Maybe it's just them getting used to the roster and making a few adjustments, but you know, UE for Unknown Esports, EXG over here in 21th and 23rd, just kind of sitting here on the lower end of the leaderboard. It's put some other teams there, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know,
DTCC, despite us saying they don't want to get involved, they've now pushed over. They're pushing VE. They're up on their compound now, and they're going to try and make the play. I think they've kind of put themselves in a frontline position where it looks like VE, Mushu, and Bernie are trying to hold out. As we see the other of the VE lads on the map, they're a little bit lower down. You might find it hard, and he's gone down. VE qualifying.
DTC's doing all right.
Yeah, I think DTC need the points, so why not push it? Why not get the kills?
Yeah, it's make or break. I mean, if they have a 25-point game, they could be sitting pretty good here. It's going to take a big game from DTC. It's not impossible, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
Look at this rap here from VE. He's got one. He's punching back, saying, "We don't take that." They're trying to go for the confirm. The other guys can't get to him. Smoke's going out. They're trying to stop it.
Best thing is that what's going on here is that VE really is doing the most with the least. You know, you see a red dot and a holographic there on both physics weapons there, so not a whole lot really to be given.
Take a med on. Matrix pushing through. I think he wants the high ground on him. He's heard him. He's trying to tuck in the other push coming from behind. It's going to allow physics to move slightly. As he's got Buddha coming around on his right hand side. Merck's had to lay down his Matrix in the high. We might see Box Live try and push for this res now. He's got to be quick if he's going to do it. Good nade up there from Merck. Buddha's gone down. Box Live's gone for the res. They've actually got one back. Gone one-on-one on this side on the right. VE winning the one-on-one. Box Live trying to get the points. Doing well. VE packing a punch back and able to stay up still as a free man. Fair enough. You know what? I feel like they've not done enough, but I feel like they... Oh, that's salty. And he's just lasering down on Box Live there. See it a lot in the NA. Now start casting the NA guys, mate. You lot are salty. I'm telling you, sometimes. Okay, bigger picture. It looks like TV and FSI have gone for a crash and they are a bit split, where we see R&V now taking a Guita with a knock. Yeah, pretty much centralized zone. MVP putting themselves in the central with Fanboys at top with a 2-2 split, and Ace Esports are also doing a 2-2. WC now have OMK rushing in towards them as TR is playing it safe in the southwest corner, bottom of your screen. ATR also on that long rotation. I think these guys want to get through to the end zone and clear up the ranked decision games nice and consecutively, with Persia a little bit higher up. I think they're going to be doing the same. I with El Pozo, not a bad area to hide in, and we see Dig up in the north side of your screen. VE now to come in on zone. I think they'll be able to clear up their cars and make their way in with no problems. Not a bad zone, really. I think these teams are thinking for this El Pozo side, the power grid side. We're seeing a lot more teams spread as well. A lot more teams spread out. WC losing one. 2. Okay, won that fight on one side. They're now trying to work their way through. We're going to see a one-on-one on this other side. I don't think that's really easy. He's seen him now. That flash is going to be perfect for him. Before he's turned away to the right time. Has to stick a med on. This nade's going to be sweet. Look at that. Right on top of him. Decent nade. Trying to get the flush. Looks like OMK only got the comms for this right hand side. They've not heard the player right above him. Surely you can hear that. That's a big mistake. And he's now playing out this. There we go. WC. Got another confirm. Good to see that I'm not the only one that crashes. And we got our camera 2 with a crash out. Now booting back in. Look at this. Ace Esports wanting to get some points. They are hell on their way to come and get involved in this fight. They've seen both teams get knocked. And I think an element of is WC. WC now sitting down as a one-man. Got teams all over. R&V might even get stuck in this one. The last thing he wants to do is pop a smoke here. I think he's going to try and go for the res in play. Ace needs to figure out where they are. He's going to have enough of a ridge. K have been able to find out where it is, and they are closing in. Unable to close that one out, and then they have cleared out WC, taken out. But these guys are qualified. I don't think they'd be that worried about that. Ace now pushing through. All she's one knock. They're going to try and go for the kills here. Ace. On with Ace. 2 with R&V. Team 10. Out. Needs to figure out you got no more smokes left. Mollies are no good for you. Ace should be able to close that one down and clear that one out. So we're seeing a big fight in the zone. Has shifted back down towards Power Grid as we fought with Aguita going to be sitting on the north side with TV going to be capturing out. FSI are trying to hold out as I-Whiff have been dug out here. So they're going to have another bleed though. TV have dropped one of the I-Whiff, and there's that one more confirm for Dig. And there's the second one for TV. FSI in a bad spot really. They are getting pummeled from multiple angles. They're going to need to get out of this and away from the mountain as quick as they can. He is making his way back in. He's not far out. FSI needs to be careful. They're in zone, so they just need to make sure they can get out there. But Ace now able to hold up. ATR now playing in, but Purge are coming in behind. Nice to see them getting more aggressive on this, and they've got a kill and confirm. He's just trying to hold the rock as Purge run across. Been put down to a 2. Gonna have to stop and try and get some meds on, but Fuzz is a little bit further back, and Hayes is on this left hand side. Hayes and Pigeon are going to have to try and hold the front line, but MVP actually are not allowing it. They're going to have to recall, putting Hayes down to a 2-shot. ATR playing the longer game, going to get in the compound and allow Purge to take the hits from MVP, which are sitting again still as a 2-2 split. BE able to make it in to Power Grid. Long rotation from there, come off the back of a fight, and he's put R&V Benems down. Benems is heavily knocked. He's going to put it down to a 3-on-3 fight. I'm going to see the confirm off as Benem drops to VE. 5 kills there. AG just sitting just on the outside of the zone, shifts back around. So we've seen a full round rotation there from zone. Looks like MVP now going to tie up as from a 2-2 to a 4. And then we're going to see ATR and the Purge fight happen a little bit more. ATR needs to get out of the compound, really. Purge got the card. Looks like ATR backing away, and Purge hearing that have also opted to get in the cards and not leave it and get out into zone. Both of these teams got either a big player across the field, or they're going to have to come down in and around Monty. Looks like Purge have opted to come down, and Hazen got in the car. He's faking it. I think he's done enough there just to put Purge away. Getting hammered here. Surely one of the Purge guys going down. Shots connecting. Purge able to get away with this. Tires are gone. Still taking hits here. Monty's not even in, so they're going to have to wrap heavy around. I think Purge wanted to come across here. They've had to dip in and try and play it out. Dig has dropped off a row. So FSI store getting closed here. Dig just playing off zone, not allowing FSI to move. Blessed Man has done temp, so again, FSI, despite playing more passive up on this rock play, they are able to play into this. You're always all good to hop back in, CC.
All right, cheers, mate. Sorry, I had a little bit of something to run into right
No,
there.
no, you're
Appreciate you
fine,
taking care.
mate. You're fine, mate. And I could see you like that, so I was like, hey, it's not just me.
It's like it worked out perfect.
Hundreds, mate, hundreds. Okay, he's got our TV, it's a big push for them, but Ace are playing aggressive this round, and we've seen them rapping on the back on OMK, taking out WC, as Ace then roll in to take over that team. So WC now out is what you missed, whereas Ace Esports are aggressively trying to close as many kills as they can, and it is kind of working for them at the moment.
They're definitely starting to pay off for them. I mean, they're higher on the charts there too, so they're not too reliant on this game, much like a few other teams here sitting to wait for this total to come through. NR, a team that's in the other group, looking to put up some good point totals. I'm curious to see how they're doing inside of groups A and D here. But AE, yeah, definitely aggressive. They're keeping their power widespread there. Another knock come through. Walshy and Rousey both going to take down Bandit right there. Mix up of the two right there, leaving it just left the TV. Luxor yet again, the solo for TV.
FSI
Shots going out,
themselves.
FSI. Yeah, just making moves on themselves. They're unlucky for them. They're going to pull up and do more damage to themselves than anybody else is right now. But MVP also has an angle onto them, TV there to the side. And if MVP can look down here on the right of this angle here, should be able to confirm most of these kills on the FSI.
What are FSI doing? FSI have been stuck on that mountain for a while, and they were just getting bullied, and they just couldn't really get out, but they are dropping like flies. ATR and Purge have been fighting for quite some time, and look, here comes Ace again, rolling off the top of this now. They don't want to stop this. He's just having to med his way in. Buzz knows as a player there, effectively to confirm he has done that. Great confirmed by him, because it's now putting Purge down onto a two-man. A lot happening.
Pigeon eating a lot of blue. I don't know if he's making it into the zone here. He's going to opt to get the first aid off here with phase 4 damage coming through. Is it in time? Yes, barely in time. He's going to get it. Richie here over the top with Rousey taking some shots there from the back there. Rich going to avoid the shots full right now. Rousey reopens up with the barrel. He's going to line him up. Needs one more bullet still to connect, but it's not going to line it up. There it is to come back. Good shots coming out from Rousey. Puts down Rich right there for Purge. Dynamic trying to come from the side with the util in place, but it's not going to line up. Rousey cooks up his own util. This time Dynamic ready to avoid that pressure. Tosses it down in that direction, but not going to connect. Dynamic makes it away. Rousey confirms, but Ace just firing on all cylinders, fighting Baltic, fighting Wizzy, fighting Dig, fighting ATR, fighting Purge. Now coming back, it looks like the main focus is going to be back to Dig here. Two players already knocked in this fight. Ace coming out on top, confirming Wash right here with the great spray. ZQ should be able to pick that one up. And now Axie looking to take down ATR. Dig to take down all three players there in 11. 10 teams to remain, but Ace, as Marcus said, has just been absolutely phenomenal going through the rest of this game here. They've been able to pick up a massive amount of kills here. ATR still looking like they're going to be picked up by Ace. TV has to come in this direction, and Ace just in a great position off this circle to maintain and keep these teams from coming into their zone.
I think Team 6 is going to pick up that kill on Hayes. This ATR have been rags in this round. They've just been getting shot left, right, and centre. They've not had a break. And they've always got someone behind them shooting them in the back. I think this there goes Hayes. As they come out, Ace has been picked up by Buzz off that amazing play in the last round. He's still ripping it through on teams. And now we're seeing Ace getting bullied in the back. As the other fights
ATR Dream Killer, more likely.
100%.
This guy's out here doing it all for ATR. Page gonna get the 1v1. Looks like with Rousey. Rousey over the top, pre-fire, trying to get some shots to be taken down.
Ouch.
TR in the meantime gonna follow the VE right there. That's a huge loss actually for TR. I gotta check where these guys are at in the leaderboard. That's a little bit more important than ATR versus AE here at the top. Pigeon actually gonna fall. Actually will win that one. Buzz gonna be the last member left up. But let's actually go see where TR falls coming into this game. They're in 13th, 67 points. There's 6 points separating No Remorse and TR coming into this game. So did TR put up enough points to stay considerable in the rank decision? That is my biggest question.
Lincoln, is this your hair or is this Sissy's?
Oh, unable to
Should
clear
be
up
taken
there.
down there. Good shots.
Ace, that was going head to head. Those were like heavyweight fighting, a bit of boxing match. They were just punching at each other and standing still. But Ace winning this one. MVP trying to play off the fighting. I think they're a bit too late. Ace will most probably be able to get the res on, but Aguita have been sticking in the back there, so really stopping the momentum from them. RMV still holding up. Power Grid appreciate that host says. Well played, guys. Says. BE on the south side. They're clearing up that south side. They're going to close off that zone, make sure no one comes in before they play into power grid. First Short is a one-man, and Ace are just wanting to get involved in every single fight they can at the moment.
I mean, where's this Ace been the entirety of the competition? They're looking like they're fearless, fighting every fight. They've been involved with about 5 team fights here in the last 5 minutes here. Just literally picking up every kill possible, turning every direction to take on the next fight. Before the fight comes to them, it's AE bringing ahead this pressure right off the rip. Great job from Ace Esports here. 12 kills in the final match of the series here. Axie is going to open up. Beautiful spray, but the nade from Skosic is just better. Axie to fall right there. Ace Esports will lose him. ZQ inside the smoke. Opts up to go for the res here, but MVP, no real chance to pressure. Juicy Bro going to hold his angle from the back.
They can't push because AG are just holding them. They now got relief pressure. They are pushing. AG's allowed it. Goodness, an aggressive play here.
AG need this.
Look at this. Ace Esports are holding the team alive. Molly in just enough. That's a secondary knock. More smoke's going out. Will he be able to get his boy up? He's had to stay up and get a fight on. He's gone. He's actually on fire himself. ZQ is going to have to put a med on. He's able to do it. Ace now down to a 2-man. Fanboy clearly needs some loot as he's gone into the smoke to pick some goals up. AG still tagging, and there we go. No radar actually getting a drop. That's just again slow MVP. MVP got the right momentum. They're trying to push forward. I get it. But Aguita are just giving them huge problems when it comes down to trying to play into the zone.
Ooh, that's a huge help right there. Rousey will get taken down by VE, so now ZQ going to feel the pressure of VE. Now MVP can focus just on AG here and make that rotation in.
Yes, good play. He's trying to work his way in. He's playing little lumps and bumps as he can. He's got MVP on one side. He's got VE playing the other. And now we're seeing VE take the fight on with MVP as Aguita are going to wrap towards RMV.
Trap coming out from Aguita is going to be huge. This is the biggest game for Aguita, the most important game of the series for Aguita to win. They're very close to not qualifying. They've managed to secure a few points. They're inside the top 6, so the placement is going to come through, but they still have RMV, and we still have A and D playing one another inside the other groups here, still potentially looking to score more points than Aguita in this round and come through with a very clutch win. But you know, it's Aguita 64 points. They've got 2 teams below them. They are only 3 points in securing this top ranking, so that's a huge play. They need this, but Kiyomi gonna find the first knock there for Aguita, and it's really not looking great, you know, with that first knock. But Kiyomi solo, so there's not too much pressure for RMB, so Aguita should be able to reset, get the res on the Lizard, and then take this fight. But no, from the back here's MVP.
I was about to say, at what point is Dynamic gonna wake up? And he's getting involved now. There goes a flash. He needs a better U2 than that. If he had a nade, that was right in between the two of them, and they would have been doing some damage. And there he picks up a double pack. It took him some time. Purge woke up, though, and took out VE, but I'm pretty sure VE are already through. Oh, Esports down to 1. Purge, he is running as a 1-man. It looks like we've missed a kill, though, but Ace Esports has also gone, as we see MVP now pushing into that zone. Oh no, he hasn't. Apologies. He's actually got into power grid. So I'll put one back up on the big leaderboard on our left hand side. For those that obviously haven't seen it, I'm trying to ensure that we keep the player/team count active and live, so you can have a quick look at any time and see how many people are on the team if you are supporting a certain team. If you are, put the emojis and stuff in chat. I love to see who is out there watching for those teams coming into that.
So you can make the rotation. It's now RMV to get into it with Aguita. A lot of smoke to work with this. Sarah is going to make her way right up and into this first ridge there. That's going to be a great rotation. She gets to heal off there. Aguita with 3 players here at the base of the ridge should be able to finish out RMV. Help from ZQ, definitely inevitable, but Mozelli spots him out right there, so shots already going to delay ZQ's help right there. Now it's Aguita with RMV here at the base of the ridge to take this 4v3.
Now we're seeing obviously MVP. They played up from this north side across down to the south. Dynamic is going to sit firm. I know MVP are aware that someone's there because he's taken out the VE, but Ace Esports slipping between the two of them straight into power grid. That's going to be a good amount of cover as RMV pushed the north side of power grid to take the fight on with Aguita. Those two Titans have been going clashing head to head. We've seen knocks both ways. Neskaimi with an additional knock on AG. Great zone.
Looking for the beautiful.
Great zone.
Yeah, it's
this
a great
is.
zone for all these teams.
Yeah, it's really good zone because there's a lot of bumps, hills, rocks, trees. As we see the compound come out of play, there's still areas. It's not just open, flat ground. We're going to see teams able to make moves, and I think it's going to be down to the smart PUBG player that could close things out for a team compared to a flat or building or complexes that are sometimes a bit easier where people just sit and hold angles. You've got to be a bit adaptive on these type of landscapes and make it work for you and your team. As we see Ace Esports in the top right hand side of your screen there coming around the back of RMV. He wants kills. Really wants that kill.
He's playing it very, very quietly. Mozelli's disciplined. He's keeping the angle. He's making sure that ZQ doesn't walk on and just take it away from RMV. So I like the call. I like the comms. I like the IGL calls there for Mozelli to just hang that angle and wait for this push to come through from ZQ. He knows he's got him. He's lined him up. He's now fixated the position as to where ZQ's at. Pre-fired a few shots there. ZQ's just baiting Mozelli there, trying to make him waste as much ammo as he can before the push does come through. And now ZQ, no other opportunity, has to make moves forward. Phase 7 with another 10 seconds to come through. He's going to have to make moves towards RMV as AG gets into it with MVP there. No ready to find the first two. Looking to find the second. Pulls the reload off. Goes for the third. And he's got him. MVP. 3-piece by no radar.
Wow. Well done. GG's.
That's the no radar I've been waiting to see all day from Aguita, and that's why I've been surprised to see that team on the other side of the leaderboard. No radar in the final few moments when Aguita needs him the most. Wakes up, puts up the points where they count, and it's definitely going to do a huge solid for Aguita to put them up into this top 16 qualifying. Again, that's a team that I think had rough qualifying matches, but is going to definitely be happy about the reset to 0 points and then taking them back up to a fresh 0. We'll definitely look to see Aguita in that top 16 of the ranked decision.
At this, we were talking about a minute ago. Look at RMV. They found a little dip, a little crevice. They've all got their little angles. They're constantly moving, and they're able to make something happen out of nothing. Whereas AG on the other side have really spread themselves out in the zone. You can see this kind of like line here from AG. And it looks like no radar is going for loot. He might be out. He is. He's going for a little bit of loot. He's running low. But again, this is what I love about these type of zones. Different types of teams play these end zones differently.
Ooh, ZQ and dynamic.
You got the dub on it.
A little bit of a, yeah. ZQ gonna come out on top there for Ace.
Oh,
Cocky.
making it happen though. I'll give him that. Wheeling and dealing there as Ace go out, and we've got head-to-head clash fight. RMV know, and they're pushing out. They know it's potentially a 4-on-3. Counting the numbers as both those individual teams went down straight away. And look at that. RMV trying to spread out. AG though potentially coming on the right. I can't even keep them all in the camera. That's how widespread AG are. Normally we don't have this in these type of zones, but we now are seeing AG trying to play out.
Cocky gonna find the head of no radar. Whiffs a few shots. They're very hard spray to control, especially with that little bit of head to be seen right there. Fortunately, not able to find those shots.
I love about dual camera. I can stay on AG. You've got RMV. Between the both of us, we've got the angles. As these zones come out, I think this is going to go to phase 9. So we're going to see a lot of action as these teams try and play it in and make something happen. AG, though, for me, they need to get the win and they can't be receiving a knock. RMV have lost AG massively. Oh, AG have got one. Comey's down. That's a big knock there. He is the middleman, so it doesn't frustrate them in the sense of the angle. But look at Lizard just playing through the center there. No issues. I doubt they're going to go for the res. I think RMV needs to hold the angles and not allow Aguita to move just as much here. This is the Aguita I'm used to seeing. They've actually gone for the res though. I think they're going to stick it.
Big play from RMV to get that res right there.
AG just going straight through the middle now. That Molly is out. AG have used his time with that knock to play in. They are holding out that north side, really trying to stop Mazzetti coming around. So we've got an anchor at one point, and then we see these guys have, with that knock, taken some real good real estate coming into this final zone. AG, surely they are on the placement to be winning the end zones here. They've got centralized zones as I just popped up on the map. And hopefully they're going to want to see and R&V push towards them as the phase is about to touch. He's coming out. AG just stacked up in the middle. The only danger AG have got is they are pretty much on a rock. These guys, Lizard, they need to kind of wrap on the right and try and hold this right. If they lose the right-hand side, I think it could be an R&B win.
Moselli has such a great angle. Once the zone pushes him out of here, Aguita's gonna have such a stronger position to push up that hill. But until the zone does that, Moselli's just able to keep Aguita from pushing up that hill there with this angle. The Util is trying to catch him down and out here, but they're just not able to connect the right a bit of damage. Moselli looks like he's finally about to have to come off this rock here. Opens up to the top two players of Aguita, but has to worry about the bottom two as well, as Lizard trying to open up there at the top as well. Still no shots, no trades come through. Kiyomi
3-on-3
with some shots with Kaki is gonna find the first knock. Big first knock there for RMVs. That's the first one to open up the door there. Aguita now has to make the push there with just
Second
3
knock's
left
coming
up
now.
and the 3 for RMV.
AG will straight into that. This is unfortunately going to be an end. R&V, as we now see AG stuck behind the one rock, and as I said, if they get caught out here, they are going to put themselves in a bad position where they've got one man left. It is a matter of time as he's flashed. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Can't get any better than that for the final. Disappointed. I think so will AG losing that one out and losing that flank, allowing R&V to push round. But look at the instant that they actually did that, it just allowed them to play so aggressively and wrap around that. But R&V taking a dub through. See you later. AG second. Again, as you mentioned, and I've been watching the other rounds, that they just needed stronger performances, but a good performance here in the final round. AE, wow. Ace Esports, where have you been? That was great aggressive play. I don't know what went through the minds in that last game, but it was a full send it, and I think the kills were reflecting what a great play from them. Purge, though, coming out in 4th place. Good play, consistency, getting the kills. Liking it, guys. Definitely liking it, guys. MVP in 5th place. Let's have a quick look at the action replay. As we see on the left-hand side, Aguita, and on the right, results may vary, and the results did not vary in this round, as we are sitting on my right-hand flank, as you are watching on the adjacent side, on the right, on the left. Zeddy really holding it and stopping Aguita pushing around for them. But on the other side, where you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, we're seeing Aguita really not pushing that right side and trying to hold, losing lost, running to the grenade. There's 2. It's then flipped around from a 4-on-3 to a 3-on-2, and both those players are stuck on that rock, unable to make the play. When it goes 1, it's all a matter about angles, and then we go down to the last man. Flash, thank you very much. Bam, bam. And it's the angle, and then look at that. They are just destroying that rock. Out you go. Results may vary, but they definitely got the dub on that one. Right, that's kind of what it is. I will thank everybody who has tuned in, that has watched, that has rated, that has followed, that has done everything. CC, amazing host yesterday. Thank you very much for coming to duo host with me today. It has been appreciated. I know you said you had some issues with your voice because you are non-stop hosting, brother. Which is always good. Any closing comments for you?
Nope, happy to be here, man. Cheers to our 32 teams competing in our first Winner Chicken Dinner series here, put on by Code Red Gaming itself. Thanks for bringing us on board as casters here, allowing us to be a part of your guys' event. Been a fantastic journey for us here to watch these 32 teams who we are very fond of, and we've watched, grow over the years here in our own communities. It's nice to see them here get a chance to showcase themselves in this Winner Chicken Dinner format. I'm looking forward to the most of these 16 teams to perform and get the chicken dinners where it counts the most. So hats off to you guys. Great performances here all around there, but we will see who qualifies in our top 16 teams there moving forward. Thanks for having me, Mark, there, and I look forward to seeing you guys here throughout the finals.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, BGE, got things going on. We've got another CC is going to be putting up another Challengers League, I believe. So again, stay tuned in those Discords. Get your links out in chat. If you've got any questions, give them a shout. Get in contact. Find out how you can get involved with that. And as I said, I'm focusing a lot more on the BG. We've got leagues coming with them, and then next week we've got the big final stuff with CoR. Definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You need to be watching these finals and these other placements for winner chicken dinner. Right, that's it from us. Thank you very much, everyone, again, for all the likes, follows, subscribes. I will see you guys shortly, and we'll go out and raid someone now. Peace.
Maybe it's just a thing about getting older. Maybe it's just a thing about growing up. I didn't think that life could get any
time running from the